And here we go. We are live yet again, or I am live again, sitting here by myself, but LPH is upstairs and she will be along momentarily. Momentarily, ladies and gentlemen, or if anybody happens to be there, I see Robert. Hello, everyone, he says. I see William Randall. Hi. Thanks for joining us. We'll see how many people pop in here. A little bit short notice coming on to the live stream today, but it'll be all right, I swear. Um, the next live, and this Gilgamesh, thanks for joining us. The next live will not be next Sunday, but probably the Sunday after, because next Sunday is when we're going to be at Gwinnett. I said it properly, I think. It's Gwinnett, right?
Yes.
See, here she comes, the lovely and talented as ever, Miss Lady Pop Hunter.
Hey, we got some William Randall and Gilgamesh.
Yeah,
Hello.
my stunning, lovely wife.
Ha ha ha.
Absolutely.
How is everyone? Hope y'all all doing good.
And I was just prattling on a little bit there that and there's Donovan and the artist formerly known as Jesse Say What. You're still Say What to us. Ridley Cinema. Everybody's jumping in here.
Hey.
No, she didn't see it, but I did, and I'll show her. William Randall wants to know if you saw the McDonald's playset.
He was supposed to post it on your website.
Yeah, he just did that. Not the website, but the Facebook. He just put it up on the Facebook today.
Oh,
so I'll show you that a little bit later on today. But yeah, that's pretty neat actually. That's a cool playset. He got the same
one you got?
No, it's an older one? It's an older set.
Oh, okay.
But it still has that like old school McDonald's feel to it.
Yeah, that's
and
nice.
That's and Ridley says YouTube gave them the notification. You know what's weird about that though? We just set this up like 20 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll set it up like days in advance and people don't get the notification.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point? What's the freaking point? But also going back on again next Sunday, or no, next Saturday.
Hey, Stone Sour.
Oh, Stone Sour made it. Yeah. William says it takes him back. That's the whole point. That's what this is all about.
Whole point of
that is what this is all about.
Yeah.
But the Gwinnett show we will be at, I don't know how fuzzy and blurry that is, but that's where we're going to be next Saturday. We're going to go to the show in Gwinnett, and we will have a table. And then the next show we go to is going to be the Toy Swap Meet, which is Saturday, June 4th.
Okay.
Which the toy swap meets have turned out to be really decent.
Yeah, they're really nice
for vintage stuff. And so we'll have a table there also. But we've done tours. We've gone twice already and done tours of both of them, and found some really great stuff there. Ridley says YouTube. Nowadays it doesn't follow the collective. It must be silence. That's probably it. And speaking of, did anybody see on the Facebook, the Open by Chance Facebook group, my 25-cent, don't pay attention to him, 25-cent finding little bag that I picked up? I got this at a yard sale for $0.25. And you see the Secret Wars Spider-Man there, but there's also a bunch of taken apart Joes inside. Most of them are not complete. I got legs for one and torsos of another, but there is a complete bat and a complete shipwreck at least in here.
That's cool.
For $0.25, I wouldn't have cared if it was all mismatched. For 25 cents. That's how it's done, folks. Yeah, Ridley says it's a conspiracy. Social media, there's a conspiracy in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's always a
there's
conspiracy.
always a freaking conspiracy. Also, wanted to do a little bit of a channel contest.
Okay.
I wanted to do a channel contest. Yeah, Gilgamesh, how can you pass that up for $0.25? Like I said, I don't care if nothing matched in there. I'd be like, just for the 80s raw parts.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be worth 25 cents. Good Lord. But I wanted to do a contest for the channel to try to promote the channel for some more subscribers. And what I will be giving away is...
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah. The Virgin cover.
If you can see it.
Yeah, I know.
All you see is light
Virgin cover deceased. And it is a CBCS grading. 9.8 of Batman Deceased 2, and it is certified number 12 of 500 in a 9/8 grade, and it's a clean slab. There isn't a scratch or a scuff on it, but I will be doing that as a channel promotion to just to try to get. Yeah, that is a really decent cover, Stone
Are
Sour.
you going to give
That's
that
pretty
only
cool.
away to the live people, to the live group? That'll be cool.
Oh, you think we should do that?
I don't know.
What do you guys think? Yeah,
You know they're
comes
gonna
up with
say yeah because they always show up.
Yeah, Gilgamesh, it does look great, but that is a really nice cover. It's there are grades higher than 9/8 for modern books.
Oh,
But
really?
you can get a
I
9/9
thought
or a 10.
9/8. Oh, you
Nine
can.
9/8 is, and there's Dama and
Hey,
R.
Dama and
Joseph
R.
Grundy.
Grundy.
Grundy's here.
Master
Darren
Magnetism.
Hoyt.
Darren.
Oh, yeah, Master. Everybody's popping in.
Yeah.
And again, for those of you who are just joining us, I will be giving this slab away. It's a 9/8 CBCS Batman Deceased 2 Virgin cover, and it's number 12 of 500.
So we got to decide if we're going to give it away only to the live people.
But yeah, I'm just trying to do it as a promotion for the channel to generate some more interest in the channel, some more subscribers. Donovan wants to know if we could throw in
some Funko Pops.
Nick says, what? No CBC or CGC? No, this one is CBCS graded. The thing with it is this is a Comics Elite exclusive, and all 500 copies were slabbed by CBCS as part of the promotion. So there is no CGC version of this slabbed.
I should give away a couple of them Funko Pops.
Oh yeah, it's probably the only way you'll get rid of them.
I know, because they're not selling at the shows. I have some duplicates.
Yeah.
And we took it to the show the last time.
You did sell a couple.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
I didn't sell one Funko.
You sold 2. 3.
Did
you did. You sold 3. You sold the Mr. T. You sold the It, and there was another one, I forget.
I know. I remember the Mr. T now. I don't remember the It.
There's John Fronjic.
John and the toy
Mr. Miser, who says that he is a new viewer.
Okay.
So thank you for joining us. Your speaker is about to pop off.
It just went off because I turned the music off. So then if it's not,
you don't want music on here if you can help it. There's Johnny Future. Glad you made it.
Yeah.
Nick Battle. Funko Pops are getting harder to sell. Yes, they are.
Because like I said at the last show, I have a bunch of duplicates I took. I didn't expect much out of them anyway. But David said I sold 3. I remember.
She don't remember. 1. She don't remember.
But I'll probably just give them away. Shoot.
Darren says when Positive Fandom was streaming this morning that they mentioned our channel and that she said she'll check us out. Well, we appreciate that. We appreciate the promotion. Of course, the more people that are watching, the more I can do. Electric Emphasis, do you agree with my message about vintage toy collecting being dumped for cheap prices in the future? It could happen. I think the more modern stuff is going to take the beating.
Yeah.
Why is that running again?
Because that's how new toilets do now. You notice when you were a kid, the toilet never ran. Now it circulates and I guess it drips out a little bit and then it starts back up and fills back up. And that's just a waste of water. But that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah. But he was talking about was that because I look at it like this: original versions, like the original Kenner Silverhawks, will probably stay at a good price. The original Tonka Rock Lords, the original, Mattel Brave Star, the original Hasbro G.I. Joes, even the Raw era up to about 92, 93-ish, will probably retain some or most of their value. But all of these modern reissues, if I was a collector 100 years in the future, do you think I want reissue 8th wave, 9th or 10th generation, or do I want the first line that came out?
Yeah,
that's what everybody's going to be go for. Wiggle the toilet, Donovan
Yeah,
says.
but you didn't have to wiggle the toilet in the 80s.
Yeah.
You didn't do that. Now, they got all of this low flow and high pressure.
Yeah, and
we
this
get sucked down golf balls and all kinds of stuff.
valve. When it had the buoy in there, that never happened.
No, it never. It just stayed up. Long as that thing stayed up, you were good. Now it's just wasting water.
We were talking about the Funko Pops. Yeah, as some of you know, my son owns Nerdtastic Plastic. Nerdtastic Plastic. You can find him on Facebook or Instagram, whatever. And he's in the Chicago.
I do need to go jiggle it.
Yeah, I know. It's not stopping.
Yeah.
I can hear it. He's in the Chicago area. Unbelievable.
What? Go ahead.
Yeah, he's in the Chicago area, and he sells a little bit of everything. I think it stopped, and she's gone. He sells a little bit of everything, and I asked him about that not too long ago, the Funko Pops, and are they still selling? Do they still do well? And he was like, I'm really not trying to even take Funko Pops anymore. When I bring them to a show, it's just to fill in spaces. He used to sell a lot a few years back, but now, unless they're high end, like pre-2015 Pops, he can't move them. It's a waste of time, even with really low prices. So yeah, this it's changes happening in the market. William says he fixed his toilet all the time as a kid. John says yesterday I brought a Hannibal Smith A-Team figure, the glued one. And was it the 3 3/4 inch or the 5 inch? Would be my question. Ridley celebrated Mother's Day early since he wasn't going to see her the day of. Today is not a good day for her. Sadly, her kitty got ran over. Oh no!
God.
Did it survive?
Not if you get run over.
You never know. I mean, it could have, but that sucks.
Oh yeah. OBC greetings from Chicago. Hey, he's in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
I'm an open box figure guy.
King Panther. Okay.
And the cardboard packing from Hasbro brands concern me due to the figure swapping and because now you won't be able to see if something's missing because it doesn't have a window.
And I talked about that on the last live stream because you remember I used to work for Frito-Lay, and I know because of their experimentation with the Powerade, they were making, because they own vast fields of corn because of the amount of corn chips that they produce. And Frito-Lay, of course, is owned by PepsiCo, which is Yum Foods International. And that's why it ties in with Powerade, in case you're wondering. But they were making the bottles out of a plastic that was made from corn syrup. And if you left it out in the open, like let's say you finished drinking your Powerade and you threw it in the woods, in about 180 days or so, it'll start decomposing.
Okay.
Because it's not really plastic. It just gives the appearance of plastic. All right. Problem, costs like 2 cents a bottle more to produce than regular plastic. So they dumped the idea. You can't tell me that to save the world, and this goes for every company, not just Hasbro. They want to save the world. There are plastic alternatives. They can put a window box on that thing if they wanted to. They don't really care about that. They're just trying to act like they do. That's all it is. And it's all of these companies. It's an act. They don't care about anything. They sit in the boardroom and say, what can we do to pander to certain audiences to pretend like we give a crap? Oh, let's try this. They don't really care. It's a lie.
Emphasis says that he thinks that the original vintage 80s toys will be dumped because it's no authentic nostalgia and memories from the new generation.
We did a video on that about a year ago. It's like, what will the current generations have for nostalgia? They get nothing. YouTube videos, TikTok shorts, and
selfies.
Yeah, selfies. Like that one cartoon I was talking about. I think I mentioned it last time. Actually, it was an old woman. It says 2085 is the year, and it's an old woman, and she was like, "Look, do you want to see pictures of all the lunches that I've eaten in the last 64 years?" Because you know how like people take pictures of their meal and dumb crap that they do. And it's like that's something to cling to. There's not a good memory at all. So I totally get what you're saying there.
Yeah, I agree. Stone Sour says at his local malls, all of the Funko shops
Really?
Went out of business.
Well, even not what is that one that Plastic Empire.
Yeah.
Plastic Empire used to be exclusively Pops.
Yeah.
It's still a lot of Pops,
It's
but
still a lot,
it's
but
like
not as much as it
60% now.
was.
It's gone from 100 to 60%, and they've incorporated a lot of other things in there now.
A lot of older stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of older stuff. And it seems like that's doing a lot better. Let's see.
John says it was a 5.5-inch Galoob. Okay, that's cool. He said he found a Hannibal Smith figure from the A-Team. And yeah, it's Galoob, but they made it in 2 different sizes. 3 sizes, actually, because they also made a 12-inch, but only of B.A. Baracus. They only made a 12-inch Mr. T, and they made carded outfits for him also.
Let's see. I was watching a YouTube video about setting up Wi-Fi for a washer and dryer. Why on God's green earth does a washer and dryer need an app?
It doesn't.
Just like the refrigerator got an app.
It doesn't need an app. It doesn't need a screen on the front with cameras on the inside. I've seen this at Best Buy that shows you what's in the refrigerator. Yeah. Don't you know what's in your refrigerator?
No.
I guess not. I guess you need an AI program to tell you what you have.
In the stove. So you can start the stove before
what's that new one? I hate that commercial. I hate most commercials. The one where it looks like they're doing a pregnancy test.
Oh,
but it turns out they've got an app on their grill to let them know when the brisket is done.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to use your grill, you don't need to touch it, okay? You don't. Let me just tell you right now.
I just set a timer. You cooking. You say, okay, I'm cooking. I can't go far. I can probably vacuum. I can clean the bathroom. You put on the timer. You tell Alexa to remind you in 15 minutes or something. Now you got
look at your watch. That's what they used to do when we were kids.
What?
That's what an egg timer's for.
Yeah,
it can go up to 60 minutes. And that's all you need.
And then it buzzes, and then you're like, oh, okay, let me go. Get the cake out the oven or whatever.
Yeah.
But now you got an app. The app beeps. Hey, time to take it out.
Oh, Ridley said Joker didn't make it.
Oh,
that's unfortunate.
Had to be put down.
That sucks. Poor animals. Darren, you asking about GI Joes? What's more collectible? The small 3, that's 1/18 scale, 3 3/4, or the older 1/6 scale ones. Right now, the raw 1/18 scales are a lot hotter, basically because of especially with the toys it made us, bringing a lot of speculative collectors into the market. But the raw is hotter right now. But quite frankly, the 60s and 70s Joes, which not quite 1/6, just a hair shorter, because I think they're actually just a touch over 11 inches. But those have greater staying power.
I think it has a lot to do with the collector and your preference too, because I know for me, I don't like the what's that the 3-inch figures.
The 3
I like them bigger.
She likes larger figures.
I like larger
and they
figures.
Do stand out. I mean, this stands out a lot better than the version that's only this tall.
Yeah.
And I like that too. I like large scale figures. That's why I got you can't see them, but the Shogun, the Mattel Shogun Warriors, which are like over 2 feet tall, well, between 22 to 24 inches, really. But I love those. The bigger scale figures are just they pop. They do pop. But I appreciate the smaller figures also.
And let's see, Rita said, I find it funny people switch to paper bags instead of plastic to save the earth.
Paper bags are made of trees. Yeah, brilliant.
That was a big push. When was that? Like the end of the 80s, the beginning of the 90s, where they started asking paper or plastic. And they were saying how plastic is better and this and that. There were commercials. It was on the news. It was
most
everywhere.
Of those people probably aren't old enough to remember struggling with a shit ton of paper bags, tearing, or if it got a slightest bit damp from off of your bottle of milk or whatever, and then the bags would just fall apart in your arms. I remember those days in the 70s, struggling with those bags, and they split and they fall apart on you. They never worked right.
During school time, they would put the book covers on it. so you can use the paper bag to make your book covers at the beginning of the school year.
That's something that's totally gone from culture.
I used to make my book covers in a collage. I would use the paper bag and then cut pictures out of the magazines and the words and do this whole collage.
That requires imagination, though. A lot of today's youth are lacking in that area.
That's what I did. And my mom, one year, she made me book cover out of fabric.
Well, that's nice, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't ask for it, but she did. She got the books, all my books, and she made book covers. So that year I had book covers made out of, I think she had some like old jean fabric or something, just different fabrics, and she made book covers. But I like doing it with the paper bag and then getting a bunch of magazines and cutting out pictures and the words and making all of this big old to do. I spent hours doing it.
Oh, okay.
But that was, I don't know. Now I don't even think, do you even get books in school? No, I don't know.
Yeah, and if you do you care? Probably not. Let me see.
Master Magnetism.
Yeah, he says he's considering building 1/6 scale dioramas for workshops. If you have the space for it, that's pretty cool.
I've seen some videos. Wow, those
and we've
are
seen
nice.
We've seen some nice
really
ones.
Nice
Do you remember the Leviathan one at the?
Yeah. In some of our tour videos, it was the Joe Lanta.
That was the Toy Lanta. That was extensive.
Yeah, not the last one that we put up, the one previous. It was a bunch, I think it was like 4 different people had dioramas, and they were like super detailed. They were really nice. But I've seen some on YouTube for 1/6 scale, and I think even smaller, and they're really nice. They go all out. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, there's T. Stewart.
How many collectors are going to open the vintage and retro Star Wars toys anyway?
People don't open anything anymore. That's another reason why the modern figures aren't going to be worth that much, modern toys and figures, because back then we opened everything. To find stuff in this condition, very difficult. To find modern stuff sealed, not so hard. After all, where are we?
We on T. Stewart. I'm going to watch the entire show, waiting on the neck roll and finger snap.
There's a snap.
I recently found out that there's a retro video game and figure shop in my local mall. I'd been there for years and I've never seen. He's in Athens. Yeah. I don't think we've been to Athens, but I don't know if we ever been to the mall in Athens.
No, who goes to malls? That's died too. Yeah. I don't even want to go to the mall anymore. There's nothing there.
We used to go to People Watch. We had 2 games we used to play.
Oh, here we go.
And I probably shouldn't say, but
you will anyway.
I won't. But we used to go to the mall or People Watch, and we would sit in the mall.
It's like people of Walmart. There's some crazy looking folks at the mall walking around.
I picked up a Toy Miser vehicle.
Okay, Plastic Empire. You went to okay. You were out at there.
Good price last week.
Yeah, some of the I got the
Coffee Madness.
I got the Dragonfly right there from them for a really good price. I think they priced it wrong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think they did. Sometimes you can find a deal there, but they won't work with you. They will not work with you as far as most of the time you can go to a comic shop or a toy shop or something like that. Like we go to Second Chance Toys, and it's like, hey, can we do something with this? And they'll give you a little wiggle room. You're not getting it at Plastic Empire.
No, they don't.
Not in my experience. No, they won't budge.
I really don't toy hunt much anymore. I'm tired of driving far.
That's why we stopped. Back when we were doing more so with Funko, especially, running around store to store and you never find anything. It's annoying.
Really says, you know how I know when my clothes are done, the machine isn't running. I know.
Yeah, there you go.
That's how
it stopped. Let me check on it.
When it's done, it beeps.
It doesn't beep. It plays like this whole sea shanty from like the 1800s. It's got this whole damn tune that it plays for like a minute. Be quiet.
King Panther. Three fun questions. Okay. Your favorite Ninja Turtle, Motu villain, and color. For me, it's Donatello, Hordak, and purple.
All right.
You guys are awesome. Thanks. My favorite Ninja Turtle.
It's Casey Jones. No, go ahead.
No, I like Raphael, and okay. I liked him more after I saw the 2000 movie, the live action movie.
Okay.
I liked his character more because I liked what they did with his character. He was kind of angry and impatient, and just want to get things done and just tear up. So yeah. I liked him. My favorite Motu villain, I don't know. I kind of like Evelyn a lot. I like her a lot.
Not Tila.
Well, she ain't a villain, but I would call her a villain. Uh-huh. And my favorite color is purple.
She's the behind the scenes villain because she stirs up a lot of mess.
She calls everybody to have to go do something.
Donovan wants to know why we think the Cabbage Patch died out. Why they never maintained their high level of price or collectability.
We keep saying we're going to go to the Cabbage Patch village here in Georgia.
Yeah, the museum's in Georgia. But it was overproduced. They kept hammering it. They had something going there. They kept hammering. You know, they even made action figures.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, little 3 3/4 inch little vinyl figures.
They had Coleco the TV show, the cartoon.
Yeah, it was too much. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing that happened with Beanie Babies. The same thing that is starting to happen with Funko Pop. People, they kept cranking it and cranking it. It wouldn't stop, and people. They get exhausted. It's like, how much of this can I collect? You're a Cabbage Patch doll collector, and they're coming out with like 130 of them a year at that price and that size. Where do you put them? You need a museum. Same thing with all of them. Yeah, John says, FYI, Playmates Star Trek figures are still cheap. Yeah, I bring that up all the time. Mm-hmm. A lot of early 90s and mid 90s toy lines still maintain a fairly reasonable price. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to run out, you wanted to get Earthworm Jim, you wanted to get Playmates Ronin Warriors, you wanted to get the a lot of Playmates actually, because Playmates made Star Trek, they did Sequest, a lot of stuff was produced, and that generation, that that 90 early to mid 90s kid, even the Toy Biz, even the old Toy Biz figures like X-Men and Iron Man and stuff haven't gone up that much. When they figure it out, all that stuff's going to jump probably, but you can still get a lot of those properties pretty cheap. I think what Mattel did, the 9-inch Conan figures for the cartoon, and a lot of stuff. Oh, Punisher X XS.
Really said a good fading nostalgia video would be a fading nostalgia of the electronic stores, which we actually talked about, because he's talking about like Best Buy, Radio Shack, and Circuit City.
Oh yeah,
and
all those were a big deal. I was in the Radio Shack battery club myself.
I used to work at Radio Shack, but when those stores, Best Buy, Radio Shack, Circuit City, you went in there, and the person knew what you were talking about. You could ask a question, hey, you need help with something? Oh, I want to buy a new TV, a new stereo system. Yeah. I need this, I need that. They could tell you everything about it, and help you narrow it down at least to two items. But now, it's over there. It's like,
oh, for reals?
Yeah.
That's like, yo, I work over here, and like, I'm on break. For reals.
And we talked about it.
Yo. I gotta go out back. Know what I'm saying?
Be quiet. We talked about it in the video when we were buying a sound system, and we went to Best Buy, and the guy knew everything about sound systems,
but only because it was his hobby.
Yeah, his hobby was. I think he did sound for video, so he knew a lot about video cameras. He did YouTube videos, and he also, for him and his friends, he did the sound. So he knew a lot about whatever you needed in that category. So But you go there regular, and they just gonna pull the phone out, and he's like, "I did that before I left home."
Yeah, and all they're doing is looking up their own company's website and
Yeah.
reading what you already read. Darren says, "Thank you for the feedback on the Joes. You're welcome."
What?
And
Oh, okay.
William says that he likes the Super 7 reaction Joes and
I
keeps
like
them on
those
scroll.
too.
I like them too. I just don't want to get dragged into another line.
David,
Yeah, well,
paranoid.
I mean, you can only get pulled in so many different directions. It gets expensive. Kaiser Kaiju has joined us. And
Gilgamesh says, when I got a new
what?
stove a month ago, I realized most are made now with an element port
Ethernet.
or Ethernet port. Oh yeah, that you can go online. Who thinks it's smart to be able
Access
to?
your stove if you aren't in front of it. Yeah,
Why?
that'd be a neat trick if somebody hacked into your home Wi-Fi system and then you're on vacation and they turn your stove on. It caused a lot of problems.
I know you can hook it up to the Wi-Fi and start it, but my thing is, I'm not leaving my food all prepared raw in the oven.
Yeah.
For it to turn on.
How lazy are we? Don't ask.
I just turn it on. You just gotta wait and eat it.
Kaiser says paper bags suck.
Okay, you read
Johnny.
that?
Yeah, Johnny, what DVD version of Land of the Lost do you have? Rhino or Universal? The Rhino version has all of the interviews and commentaries, and Universal does not. I don't remember. I do have all 3 seasons, but I don't remember which version I have. And yeah, if you don't mind me mentioning it, Johnny Future, he was just at the Land of the Lost reunion.
Yeah, he took a bunch of pictures. He looked like he was having a good time.
Yeah, and
he needed that.
He met the original cast members who played Will, Holly, and Chaka, which sounds pretty cool. Actually, it sounds like he had a pretty good time there.
I don't know who Sean Cassidy is. Who's that?
Right there. That's what he's looking at. Is
from the Hardy Boys?
Yeah, that's Sean Cat. That's the Kenner.
No.
The Kenner Hardy Boys up in that corner.
I read we were talking earlier because I collect the Hardy Boys books. And when I was in school, our teacher would read us the Hardy Boys books. Oh. And now I go back and try to collect as many
Nintendo Love has joined us.
Hey, Nintendo Love.
If we didn't miss you, if we're behind, we do try to catch up. We do try to keep up with the comments and pay attention. Small group, but it's like, I wonder what I would do if there was because I watched some of these discussions and they got 8,000 people. You don't watching. Read the comments. How can you? Mm-mm. It's just flying by.
You better have a lot to talk about. Let's see. These days, schools use laptops for nearly every subject. The only time I used a computer in school was in computer class, and it was a hulking white box.
Yeah.
We didn't have computers. You had computers came in when I was in high school, and that was only for the typing class because you took typing.
I didn't even have that.
I mean, that was it. But we didn't have computers.
In junior high is when they first introduced the Apple computers, and I'm talking like the 50 pounders, the big ones. And it was in a locked room, and they brought the class there. They unlocked the door, and we went in. And inside this room, all of the furnishings and everything had been removed, and there was a cage. It was like a wire mesh cage, a square cage in the room, so you could walk around this cage, and in the middle of it was about 20 of these Apple computers at desks with a chair in front of them, and they unlocked the cage. It had a chain in it, and they opened the door and let us in there. Remember that back then, because I'm talking like early 80s, these things were probably like 3,000 a piece in those days. They sent us in there, told us to sit at the computers. Then a bunch of guys ran in there and took pictures of us. And then they left, and then they told us to get out and locked it back up. And that's my entire experience with computers in public school. A fraud committed by the public school department for promotional photographs, and then they locked those suckers up and never used them again.
Anyway, John F. says somewhere David has the Hardy Boys figures. He does. Well, he got one. Oh no, you got
both.
two.
Both of them are in the shot.
Yeah,
all the way up
right here with
your upper left-hand corner.
I don't know where my hand is at.
Give me your arm.
Oh, yeah, right there.
Right there. That's both of the Hardy Boys made by Kenner, and they are the models for these. These are the original 1978 Kenner, and I've got Luke up there too, but I can't pull. I'll get the one in the box I can take down. This is your Cassidy brothers here. These are Sean Cassidy and who was the other one? I forget.
I don't know.
But they recast these bodies and retooled the heads to from the Hardy Boys to make these.
Darren says his mom made him an outfit in elementary school for picture day, and he looked like a pirate.
Oh, really? I want to be a pirate. I want to go to picture day looking like a pirate instead of looking crazy.
Donovan used to hang at the food court at the mall for hours.
Yeah, either the food court or the arcade. Since back in the 80s, every mall had an arcade when that was a cultural thing. That was a big cultural phenomenon, was arcades in the 80s. Yeah.
In the 90s, it was food court, and then, but I never had the mall where they did the music videos. Because, you know, that was a big thing in the 80s, 90s. You do music videos at the mall. Now, they had talent shows at the mall.
Oh, Brandon joined us. Hey, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon. Jazz Inc. has 1/6 scale dioramas, but they aren't cheap. But they gave me some ideas. Okay, trying to build some atmosphere for the hot toys. Wow, that'll be nice.
Yeah,
make sure you take some pictures and put it on a website.
Toy Miser wants to know if we have a store. No, we don't have a store. We just look like it.
Yeah,
but we don't actually have a store.
Gilgamesh says he's been to the Cabbage Patch Hospital in Cleveland. It's called Babyland General. It's neat to see. Yeah, they have one in Georgia off of I-85 North. So I can't remember the name of that little small town, but we keep saying we're gonna go visit. We just need to go out there.
Right there. Oh, Lonan has joined us.
Hey, Lonan.
As well as Raccoon Eyes.
And Raccoon Eyes.
And we're a little behind.
Yeah.
We're a little bit behind here, a couple of minutes.
We're on King Panther.
King Panther says, in his opinion, he felt Moonlight was entertaining to watch. So cool to see the C-tier characters get more recognition. Anyhow, do you have any early comics from him? He has been around. I don't think so. But remember, I used to have a huge collection of comics and other toys that was stolen. But I don't currently have any vintage Moon Knight stuff now, unfortunately. And it's going to be harder to get now that people are seeing him on TV, and it's going to drive those prices up.
Yeah. Kaiser said Alexa's going to be watching the stove really closely. And it's funny because I saw an episode of South Park. They were doing the rounds of the virus, and they did one, and they had the Alexa car, and Alexa was in the car, and it was like a figure, and she was driving the car and all of that. And now they have that new Buick with Alexa in there, and the guy is like, "Oh, I love my Alexa," and the family's in the car talking about, "It's a Buick, it's a Buick." You know, so it made me think about that episode, because she's everywhere. She's all invasive. Every time you're trying to watch TV, you say something, she's like, "I'll find that for you,"
and then can't.
Yeah, and then it's like, "I don't need you to find me nothing.
I'll find something for you.
Just tell me the weather."
The fireplace.
No, you better not.
Stone Sour says he's lazy, so he lives and dies by the air fryer. Air fryers aren't that bad. Yeah, actually.
It isn't my department. I'm just feeling it.
Yeah, short staff.
Yeah, that's a big one you get. Yeah, you know, I don't work over here, but so-and-so had to go to lunch.
Yeah. I'll call somebody.
Yeah.
Just wait here. And wait and wait and wait.
Sadly, inevitably, when you guys get huge, little chats like these won't be possible, because there will be 8,000 comments every second. You'll need to donate to get a highlighted comment.
There's an idea. I guess that's why sometimes when the channel gets big, they do a Patreon, and then they have like a private Patreon chat for members or something like that.
I don't know if that's
I guess that's why they do that.
But I know, because we do watch a lot of the videos where there's a million people on there, and then they have a couple of comments that pop up, and I always wonder how you just because it just kind of pops up.
And they still ignore it. And I'm like,
Well,
you could at
something.
least say thanks for the guy who just gave you $200 or whatever. They get
They
big
do that.
They get big money sometimes. I've seen them ignore it.
Sean Cassidy was my first crush, says Raccoon Eyes. The Quinette show is the 21st, Saturday after next. So it's not next week, David.
Is it
it's
next
going
week?
To be something
that's
special.
the week after. Yeah. That's right. I got confused.
Tilt Arcade was amazing.
That's Max.
That's Max. Well, Max Mueller. Hey, Max Mueller. Okay, thanks so much for doing the live show and sitting here for hours talking and reading comments with us. And you respond to comments on your videos. No other YouTuber that I know does this much.
Oh, well, we try.
Yeah, we try to interact and, have a little community and friendship going on and all of that. Because, everybody got something and we get something out of it.
Sure. And it's all about the nostalgia. It's not just about the toys. It's about the movies and television and vintage commercials and comic books, magazines, stuff that from childhood, from our early memories, some things from the from simpler times.
John says the other Hardy boy was Stevenson,
that's right,
and he was married to Kirstie Alley.
Yeah, back when she was attractive. Before
Game.
Yeah.
She was on Match Game.
A lot of people were on Match Game.
No, she was a contestant.
Oh, she was a contestant
on Match Game.
That's, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It was before she was acting.
Yeah. As an adult male, if you guys go to the mall, there's only 1 or 2 stores I want to visit because most of them are clothing stores and a couple media stores.
Kaiser says most malls cater to women's products anyway.
Yeah, they always been the case.
Stone
Sour. See, now we got to get the thing and where it shoots up the confetti and blow the whistle.
What do you think I am, Pixel Dan? I don't think he does that anyway. But
Pixel Dan doesn't do live streams.
Doesn't he? I thought he did.
We seen that on that other guy. The one where he has like 8 people on there all the time.
I know. And how do you have, here's what I get though. You have 8 people on and still talking about nothing. Still sitting there with dead spots.
They don't have dead spots. They always talk. You don't watch it. I turn it on and you leave the room.
That's how exciting it is.
Most mall stores are jewelry, clothing, and food. Very few, if any, specialty stores for collectors. Yeah, they usually sell incense and essential oils and stuff like that, and shoe stores.
Yeah,
at least the ones around here. And then they all got that middle piece. Those what you call those center displays? The
kiosks.
Yeah.
Ridley says we could make bank if we charge people to tour the collection. Nobody coming in here. This is the vault.
Yeah, you don't know who you're gonna get in your house.
But anyway, thank you, Stone Sour. Thank you for that. And he put little cats on there. I guess that's a donation for the kitty fund. Because if you're watching,
you see cats?
Yeah, there's cats on there.
Is it?
He put like little kitty kitty cat. Oh, come on. We take care of strays. We live in a wooded area, and we take care of strays that people dump out here. And so that's that. He's, I guess, trying to help the kitties out. We spent a fortune on cat food.
You guys hear about legendary comic book artist and Marvel DC George Perez?
Oh yeah, that's right. He just died.
Didn't somebody else you said pass away?
Yeah, 2 comic book artists passed last week. George Perez and oh God, who was the
somebody
other one?
Lee.
Lee.
You said somebody Lee something died.
I don't remember.
No.
I don't remember. But yeah, it was 2, and he was like 80 years old. I'm trying to think. Somebody knows, and they'll put the name on here. Kaiser says Pixel Dan is jealous. Neil Adams. No, Neil Adams? Did Neil Adams die? Or am I thinking of the wrong person?
Do you watch Analog Toy Channel?
Not anymore.
That's all you're gonna say about that.
Yeah.
David, any more vintage catalog videos in the future?
Yes, I will, because you're talking about
That reminds me.
The Toy Fair catalogs. Yeah, I haven't done one in a while, but I will do them again.
We got a magazine in the mail this week, and it had DVDs in it.
Oh,
and
right.
and it reminded us of, you remember when Columbia House was out in the, I don't know, 70s, 80s, and they had like 8 tracks, cassette tapes, and then they started
vinyl
doing
records.
Yeah, vinyl records. They started doing VCR, DVD, not DVDs, CDs, and you could purchase them. You had to join a club, and then you can purchase for like 90 cents or 39 cents or something like that. This book, it had all DVDs in it, but
there were no deals.
Yeah, it was no deals.
It was just very reminiscent. Yes.
Of that time, and getting the magazine, and you just flipping through it, and it had like all these different movies and TV shows, and it give you the description. It just felt like that again. And I don't know. Well, I bought something off somebody from eBay, a DVD, and I guess they published that book.
Yeah.
And they sent it out.
But it was like, Columbia House or CBS that used to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or they had the thing where it's like, you can get 8 VHS cassettes now for a penny each plus shipping, which was $5.95 a piece, and then buy 2 more for $9.99, and then buy 8 at the regular club price.
Mm-hmm.
But that's back when a VHS was like $100 a piece. Who's old enough to remember when you used to pay like $110 for Twins or something like that? Yeah, you're right, Johnny. It is Neil Adams had just passed away.
As a boy, I had 4 of the Galoob A-Team figures. Mm-hmm. I was annoyed with the lack of a van for my figures.
Yeah, the 3 3/4-inch ones had a van. I don't think did the 5-inch ones have a van? Oh, he says he had the 5 1/4-inch. Yeah, but
I've seen
those had a van or not?
I've seen the van.
Yeah, but they made most of the accessories for the Joe-sized figures.
Oh, okay.
For the small ones.
Oh, okay. Let me see. I was gonna read. Anyone with a slight interest in toys, I always recommend Open by Chance, because you guys got the good content and personality that's 2 good qualities, not easily found.
No, we appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of times when I watch some of those other channels that they're being animated and kind of phony. They act real excited constantly. Oh my God, this is so great! And we're gonna do an unboxing.
Really today. Like that.
Nobody's really like that.
Some people are. Anyway.
And they cut frame the crap out of it. They can't get through a sentence without cut framing. You watch it for a minute and there's 8 cuts already. Like, you can't think that, you can't keep a flow going that much. You got to cut it up. They must spend all day editing.
John says in the early 2000s, I had a Columbia House CD plan. It was a big scam. I had one, I guess it was in the 80s, because that's when it was all taped.
You order it to your address in someone else's name?
Yeah, that's what I did. I was a kid.
Oh no!
And I wanted some tapes, so I ordered all these tapes.
Busted.
But it was all tapes then. I never ordered.
Oh my God.
VCR tapes or nothing like that. Just cassette tapes. I had all these cassette tapes.
Oh my God.
The rarest VHS you own? Question for everyone. I only own one.
She's at that Michael Keaton.
That Michael Keaton one, because I don't have VCR.
I got like a couple of the original VHS releases of Fantasia that is still factory sealed.
Really?
I picked them up for 20 cents from Value Village.
Must be something in the air. I used to watch Analog Toys, but recently unsubscribed. That's all. Yeah.
Something
just dropped it right
something
there.
happened over there that I don't want to get into because I'm not looking for a feud.
Yeah.
But I saw it and I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Some collectors were complaining about the paint apps on the Super 7 Ultimate Thundercats Tigra.
Oh yeah. Well, there's always somebody's going to complain about something.
Yeah, about some paint. Like I always say, I don't take mine out the package, so it looks fine to me.
You know what I think is funny though? I'll get I get on toy companies for blowing off collectors who have nitpicks, but the guy, I can't remember his name, the guy who runs Super 7 over there,
Brian Flynn.
There you go. Thank you. I'm terrible with names, but I saw him in one thing where he was talking about, to the guy who said that the hips on Tila not looking right ruined his childhood. Send it back. Somebody wants it, okay? And it's like, I totally get what you're saying. You can't please everybody.
Yeah.
But there are also other companies that never do a good job and don't care. NECA. But
NECA does fine.
NECA does terrible. It looks great, but the paint applications chip off and the joints break. And that's always been a problem with NECA, and they have never fixed it or even addressed it.
That's because you're not supposed to be out there running around with it, moving it all over the place,
posing it, touching it.
Yeah.
Then they need to say that. They need to stop calling them action figures and call them action statues. Remember the company that's making the JoJo's Bizarre, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure figures calls it action statues. Careful with them, please. And it's like, okay, fair enough. You're not calling them action figures, and you're putting it out there.
All I say is just grab. If you're gonna have it loose, you take it out of the. Let me hold one of them things. Let me hold a thing in my hand before I have to grab it.
Don't get away. Don't touch my toys.
Give me one that don't matter.
Then you need to go upstairs. Okay. All right, be here. You can touch that.
See, you take it out of the box. And then you set it down and you walk away. And that's what you do. You set it down, you walk away. And then you don't look at it all deep and everything. It's not a house or nothing. It's just a little figure. You just pick it up and.
But there are worse companies than Super 7. Super 7's not that bad.
No, Super 7's
there are people that are much worse. John says Open by Chance is a great channel. Thank you.
You guys have a great channel. My wife and I watch you often. Thank you for the cool content.
Well, thank you for watching. And that's Mike who said that. Mike C.
I got him out of the box and he looks fantastic. Don't know what they're seeing.
Stone Sour wants to know if we got anything for Record Store Day. There's a Record Store Day?
I didn't know.
I'm surprised.
We got records. Oh, we went to Goodwill and they had like 1,045,000. And it was what, like 30 cents or something?
They're like at Goodwill, I think it was like 45 cents a piece or something like that, or 35 cents a piece. They got like a stack of 45s like this.
Yeah, and they
some cool stuff.
It looks like it came out of a jukebox.
Yeah, some of them have jukebox tags in the sleeve with them. Oh, Robert Online is joining us.
Hey, but I didn't know it was a Record Store Day. What day is that?
I don't know. There's a day for every dumb thing.
But there's only one duo I watch that seems to always find an issue with every or whatever toy they review. Why don't you continue to do reviews if you are always negative about it?
I don't know.
Yeah. Action figure expert. Hello.
Oh, thanks for joining us. Everybody dance now. Yep. K-Tel and Ronco Records, rules in the 70s. You know what though? When we have a few of those actually, and they're not bad.
Yeah.
If you they play the original songs, and it's just a collaboration of different songs all together, so you can put it on, and it's kind of like having like a mixtape. So we actually have a few, and if you look them up like on eBay or something, those Ronco records, they're pretty cheap. They're incredibly cheap.
Yeah.
So you can find that vinyl for a good price. Never buy one that says original artists though.
Yeah.
I forget which company it was, but one of them says original songs by the original artist. Original Artists was the name of their cover band.
Yeah.
So it's not the same.
John says he was honest with Columbia House. Good. But
he only has Back to the Future VHS, which totally makes sense. Johnny Future is a big Back to the Future fan.
I got the Little Mermaid
with
on
the X-rated
cover.
What's wrong with you?
Hey, Robert.
Yeah, Robert, he's just a fan.
Okay. The
Where
rarest.
are we? Okay, I don't want to get lost.
We're on Mike.
Okay, Mike. Let's talk about Mike.
The rarest VHS I own is a copy of Blood Fist by Comet.
Feast.
Oh, Blood Feast.
Blood Feast.
Did we see that movie? What is that about?
I don't think we did. It's a horror film.
So.
Yeah, Johnny. A VHS Terminator sold for $30,000. Yeah, it was factory sealed and graded, wasn't it?
Wow.
Because that's a thing now.
Whatever.
Oh, King Panther has a personal message for you.
Oh, happy Mother's Day! And did David make you breakfast? David don't make breakfast. I made the breakfast. He ate
She makes me breakfast.
Yeah, well,
no,
he eats it.
Yes, I appreciate everything she does.
How about the channel that always find deals? What? Oh,
I think those are scams.
I do, because it was one guy. I watched a couple of his, like, okay, I saw the first one and I'm like, okay, maybe. And then he went to another place, and it was here in Georgia because he was traveling for business, he says. And it was a place here in Georgia that me and David go to often. And I was like, no, you didn't find that there. You know, it's like,
I think a lot of those are faked. Like, I showed my little bag here. This is like the first big deal I've found in months. This bag, because I showed it earlier, and you see there's a Secret War Spider-Man and a bunch of Joe pieces because they're all disassembled for $25. That's the price that this bag was at a yard sale. I was like, oh, I'll take it. And there's only like 2 complete Joes in there because the rest of them are all mishmashed. There's a complete Shipwreck, actually. Shipwreck's a cool one. But you can actually see his full torso and midsection and upper body there, but his legs and whatever. But for $25, that's amazing. But that, I'm not going out there and finding like carded colorform aliens
or the strawberry shortcake house with all of the furnishings. It was
in the box.
Yeah, in the box,
for
complete.
50 cents at a yard sale.
No, they said it was like $20, I think.
Oh no, he said he found 3 of them.
Yeah.
That guy, it was somebody we met, not somebody that we were watching on a YouTube. Oh, I got 3 of those, and I got them for $20 a piece, and I sold them for $800. And sure you did. Half the time, I think.
I mean, I don't know. All I can say, it's never happened to me.
Yeah, it's so rare, and for some of these channels, I think they're totally faking it.
I don't know. Punisher, just like Hot Toys, they're not action figures.
You don't get out in the yard and play with them.
Yeah, like some people. Oh, this one guy, he take his action figures outside. Okay, I can understand you take them outside to do photography, but he take them outside and put it in the water and putting it in the grass and all kinds of stuff and doing things with it. I thought, like, that's a bit much. I don't like it.
And John says he buys the McFarlane, and I've heard the same complaints about the McFarlane figures, that they break up easy, or that they peel or whatever. But if you like it, you like it. What are you gonna do? Where are we?
Don't touch my toys.
Yeah, don't touch.
I don't know what his problem is.
We're just playing. Robert says he got his 6th scale Flash Gordon. Oh, from Big Chief. The head sculpt on the Flash Gordon looks good but dark, getting flashbacks to 12-inch Mego Buck Rogers. Remember the zombie head? Yeah. Right there. That's my Mego Buck Rogers, where my finger is touching right there. And then there's Tweaky. And that one, I got that one signed by Gil Gerard, actually, because his head is clear. And these are my Amigo black hole figures, which also have the same problem, where their faces turn gray, but these are still in original color. So it's the black hole, the 12-inch black hole figures don't go for a lot, but they're rare to find with the faces not turned gray.
Really, say blink twice if you need assistance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't mean to do that.
You're gonna get a pinch.
Ow! That hurt. Have you guys ever heard of the Brimfield Antique and Toy Fair in Massachusetts. One coming up in May, July, September. So big you can't cover it in a day. Oh, I don't know. We don't live way up there in Massachusetts.
I don't think so. I used to go to a lot of shows in the Boston area when I lived out there, back when I used to sell a lot, and mostly I was connected with Great Eastern conventions, but I don't think they even exist anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah,
and
Mike C talking about the
Yeah.
Junkman analog toys and retro blasting having a feud, and that's kind of the reason why I don't want to see them anymore, because some of the things they were saying it was getting kind of childish, and I was just like, this is not why I watch this stuff.
Yeah, we just want to look at your stuff and talk about some things, pretty much like what we do here, not go all behind the
I'm
scenes.
not looking to get into a tussle with anybody in a feud or whatever.
Ooh. What is your favorite 80s rock band? Mine is INXS.
80s rock band. I don't know.
I mean, it's so many. You can't pick just one.
Duran.
I like Duran.
Duran.
Michael Jackson.
That's not a rock band.
Yeah, it's not a band.
You had to think of a whole band.
The whole thing.
Yes.
Like Wham.
You know who I like? No, Wham sucks. Dire Straits. Is underrated. Yeah, they're underrated.
Yeah, they were good.
I was never a fan of Wham.
Full Force was good.
Uh-huh.
I like them. Okay. It's so many.
Yeah, there are a lot.
Can't even think about it when you ask about it.
Stone Sour says he has a VHS, his late 80s and early 90s WWF tapes.
Oh, okay.
On VHS, which is cool.
I finally got my 1/6 Flash Gordon. Finally, love them, but head sculpt on Flash Gordon looks good, but dark.
I read that.
Oh, you did?
Yes, that's what I was talking about with Amigos. But Robert wants to know if I'm going to get the master for the Pertwee. Probably not. I do have the Pertwee from Big Chief, and I've got someday the Tom Baker will be coming for the Fourth Doctor. I don't think I'm getting anything else from Big Chief. They take way too long, and the prices are getting way up there. Hey, Ghost Junk has just joined us.
Hey, Ghost Junk. It's easy to factory seal everything. Just take it to Office Depot and pay $2, and they will shrink wrap anything.
They'll shrink wrap the crap out of it. Yeah, I know.
Brian Heller does a good Amigo vintage toy channel.
Is that the guy from Pod Stallions?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know who you talk. I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, Talk Toys, not other people.
Mr.
I
remember them.
I remember Huey Lewis is good.
Oh, William says he's going to meet the Chips cast on Memorial Day weekend at Fanboy Expo. That's interesting.
Oh, that's cool. Mm-hmm. I like Hall & Oates. Hall & Oates is good.
Yeah, they were good. They were popular.
Good. Yeah,
so a couple of questionable album covers in the early days, but
yeah, they had more hits than you realize, though.
Yeah, because they go way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, before the 80s, they were out there.
Let's see. I like Duran Duran. He said, do you collect? Yeah, I do collect. We have video of my Masters of the Universe collection, and also my little journey to collecting or filling out my collection.
Yeah.
So
Motu journey.
Yeah, I collect the vintage. I have the Maddie Club, and then I did the Super 7 while they were out.
Yeah.
And then the Origins vehicles, just the vehicles, no action figures, except for the Sunman. I did get that.
Yeah, he says Brian Heller plaid stallions. I thought doesn't he have a pod stallions also? Or is it just the plaid stallions?
John says is pod stallions.
Is the pod stallion? Okay, yeah. So I know that they tie together, but yeah, he's got a lot of interesting stuff, and he shows. He's got a lot of catalogs and things that he does.
Mm-hmm.
ABBA, Genesis.
Genesis is good. Yeah.
Yes.
Best yard sale I ever went to. The guy was selling his entire Star Wars collection cheap, but I was like 8, and my mom wouldn't buy me anything, which also made it Sad as yours.
Oh, I know that feeling. Punisher X says he's still waiting for his Big Chief studio Tom Baker, and it's getting pushed back again. And it seems to the C virus causing the delays is getting that figure out and the other figures. I got history with Big Chief. They had delays like that long before all that started. It's everything they've ever done has been like delayed 2, 3, 4 times and pushed back even before all of that. So that's just their excuse now. But yeah, that they've got a long history with that sort of thing.
Mike says, "Do you collect Amigo POTAs? What's that? Pilots?
Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
I used to have the entire Amigo set of loose and carded versions and boxed versions of the entire, because that was my thing. That part of the collection that was stolen. Yeah. I had all of the Action Jackson stuff, all of the Planet of the Apes stuff, and all of the Star Trek stuff, and it's a smattering of some of the other lines. Wizard of Oz also, Wizard of Oz, but and I do it loose, boxed and loose, but I don't have any of that anymore.
Johnny want to know what's your favorite 80s one-hit wonders. I love one-hit wonders.
Oh, wow.
And I usually pull them up on YouTube to listen to. Because one-hit wonders, I mean, some of them are just really good. Like that song Voices Carry.
Voices Carry is really, she meant that.
Yeah, especially if you watch the video and you see the ending where they're in the theater.
They're in the opera, yeah.
Yeah,
they're
wherever
in an opera
they
or something.
That's a good song. Jenny is good.
Jenny is probably the most iconic one-hit wonder because it had ramifications that lasted for decades, and that's the one where he sings the phone number 8675309. Only within the last 10 years has that phone number been unlocked, because
and then they had to auction it,
and they auctioned it by zip code. The phone companies made millions selling that number back to people, but because of that, they had to shut that number down all across the country, and it was decades. I mean, that's massive. But that's another really good one-hit wonder. Electric Avenue. Remember that? Walk down to Electric Avenue. It's another one. One-hit wonders are amazing, and if that's all they had, that's all they had. You know, one song more than anyone else.
VH1 had that show, One-Hit Wonders. I used to watch that a lot because some of those songs, you know, you kind of forget about, then you hear it again, like, oh yeah, I remember that, and it's like really good.
Mike says your channel is positive and direct.
Yeah.
Oh, I just lost my place completely.
You were right here.
Where am I? In terms of being honest about collecting, I try. I'm just nobody pays me to talk, and I probably wouldn't be, because if somebody paid me to talk and then they heard it, they'd probably get pissed off. Hasbro or whoever. Oh, we're gonna send you, or Mattel, we'd like to send you some Masters of the Universe, but you got to open and review them. Okay, and if I have a problem, I'm gonna say so, and then they'll never trust me again. I'd rather just be straightforward.
Master Magnetism said, I sold all my Origins and Classifieds in 10 minutes on eBay because I don't need too many toy lines, because I already had Super Ultimates and can get the Joes, etc. My favorite Open by Chance, by the way, Crumb needs a channel. Also love your Mr. Evil Cheese, Pod Stallion, Knickknacks, Plastic Planet.
Evil Cheese, huh?
I just bought the Nick Glider record. I don't know. What is he?
Hot Child in the City.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I know that song. Count Stankus, Migo, MIB. Yeah, MIB. We forgot about him.
And Count Stankus. I know him too. I know who you're talking about.
Mike and the Machines is a good.
Mike and the Mechanics.
Why I get Machines?
I don't know.
Funky Town was a good one.
Yeah.
I kind of lucked out when everything locked down. A lot of stuff in eBay starting. They did started going cheap. I managed to get something until David jumped it off. Devo, Whip It. That was a good one.
Action Figure says, no, the most well-known one-hit wonder is Aha, Take On Me.
You hate that song. That's a good song, though.
I don't. What made that song popular was the video.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's back when the music videos, again, huge cultural phenomenon was.
Hey, Logic Blaster. Total. I love Total.
Was music videos were big culturally in the early 80s, and a lot of effort went into many of them, including that one. And so that video was very unique. And I think the video sold the song instead of the other way around. I don't think the song's that good, but the video stands out. It stood out even then as being very unique.
Did you see Madonna's new music video? No, we haven't. We don't even like Madonna, and we don't watch modern music video unless it's like a song I heard on. Well, I can't even say on the radio. I heard and just want to hear it and see the video. Outside of that, I don't know the last time I saw a modern video.
They don't do them anymore. Or if they do, it's some mess on some lip synced, obvious mess on YouTube. I don't go looking
just flopping around. Yeah. They ain't singing about nothing. The words don't mean nothing, And I like Michael McDonald, and I didn't realize how many background vocals he did. He did a lot of background vocals, but he had a unique voice. I don't think people nowadays have a unique voice. I mean,
they all sound the same.
Yeah. Like groups in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, some in the 90s, you could tell by their voice who that was. You can tell Steve Perry's voice, Led Zeppelin, Robert Plant's voice, or Mick Jagger's voice, Michael McDonald's voice, Michael Bolton, Michael Jackson, Prince. Those voices you could tell. Oh yeah, okay, that's who that is. Today I don't know them people.
Mark Franco says "Tiptoe Through the Tulips."
That's a song?
Yeah, it is. And he's making a what's the name of that guy? I know who he's talking about. There's somebody who's famous for singing that. Used to be on the Carson show a lot. Tiny Tim.
Barbie Girl.
Tiny Tim used to sing that. Yeah, I'm not singing anything by Queen. Ugh. The most overrated rock band in history.
They are.
They're not. They're good, and they have some decent songs, but they are not at the level that the media has pushed them to. They're not on that high of a pedestal, I don't think.
Music videos became an art form.
Yeah, see, now they're even saying Tiny Tim. I figured it out.
It was cool for young directors to get a start. Yeah. And it showed your it showed, your creative side. You know what song is good? Is by Weird Al, Trapped in the Drive-Thru. It's a parody of R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet. Yeah. It is actually really funny.
A lot of his are. Some of them are kind of hard to listen to, but a lot of his stuff's pretty funny.
Yeah.
John, you just lost a kudos point for saying Madonna was even okay.
Who, John? Who?
John Frozniak. Madonna was okay in the 80s. Boo. Yeah. No, it's okay. We're just teasing you.
Imagine WAP in the... Who is WAP?
WAP?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what
that means. I'm missing
Modern
something.
Music videos would have been X-rated. It is. Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Eminem, don't like Eminem. Overrated, too many Michael Myers figures from every toy. Yeah.
Overrated figure. Someone asked that and I missed it because I was going to read it, but I missed it. It's back there somewhere. Overproduced. There's plenty of overproduced figures, including Michael Myers.
All of the horror figures.
The horror figures nowadays are overproduced.
Yeah.
Batman. Harley Quinn is way overdone. Deadpool is way overdone. There's a handful that it's just like if one more figure comes out, oh my god. Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man. Not everybody. Yeah.
Iron Man's getting up there too.
Iron Man been up there, especially with Hot Toys.
Yeah.
And everything from Star Wars and everything from Lord of the Rings is overrated.
Really?
Yeah. Because every time you look at the Hot Toys, it's always a Star Wars figure, a Lord of the Rings figure.
Well, they don't do Lord of the Rings.
Well, they do. Somebody do, and it's too much. I don't even like Lord of the Rings.
Oh, you know, did you ever see it?
No.
All right, then here, you hush. You just hush. Hush. Who am I doing?
Roscoe.
Roscoe P. Cole. Roscoe P. Coltrane. This is Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Madonna always had a lustful feel in her music. You think so?
That's what kept her career going.
Yeah.
Because she didn't have much else. It was to just sell the sexuality.
Mickey Mouse could start a rap album and people would listen. Yeah, they would.
And Robert says he likes a few of the Queen songs. And like I said, they have some decent songs, but I don't think they're at the level. They're like here, and the media puts them here. You know what I mean? I don't think they're as huge as they're made out to be.
Weird Al raps better than any modern rapper.
I heard somebody make that comparison. They were talking about one of his
I can't remember the song.
White and Nerdy.
Yeah,
I think
White
it is.
and Nerdy.
Yeah. And they were saying that it's hilarious that his flow and timing is better than the video that better than the song he's doing a parody of.
Mm-hmm.
And for a guy like
Peter,
a middle-aged white guy, it's hilarious.
Bananarama.
Oh.
Thoughts on Ramen toys?
And there's Edwin Vasquez.
Hey, Edwin.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Edwin. And I think you just recently got onto the Open by Chance Facebook, didn't you? Ramen toys.
Edwin.
Edwin. I like the way it looks. I like the way they look, but I've never handled one. And they're producing right now Silverhawks figures, but they're sub-licensed from Super 7. But the Silverhawks figures that Ramen are making look better than what Super 7 is producing. Although they're a little bit more expensive. However, you can get a better price if you go directly to Ramen's website rather than going to Entertainment Earth or Big Bad Toy Store or whatever. But I've never handled one, so I don't know how they hold up. You know, if I did an unboxing or review, something like that. Yeah. But they look pretty good. They do look pretty good. Yeah, Star Wars. Disney is killing Star Wars. They just crank that crap out.
Stone Sour said, if you had to watch one, which would you watch? Star Wars or Lord of the Rings? I don't know. I know. It's too many characters, and I don't like outer space shows. It has to be done a certain way for me to watch an outer space show.
I think personally you would enjoy the original trilogy, not the other stuff that's been done from Star Wars. It's good story.
It's too many. It's like it started in the 70s and it's still making movies. It's a lot of characters.
So you just stick with the original trilogy, which is the best written of all the stuff they've done. And then you'd be okay. Lord of the Rings wasn't bad, and it wasn't. I mean, there was a bunch of characters, but then they split off.
But it's long. You know how I feel
it
about
needs to be long movies. Because that's how that's the only way they could follow the story along and stay as close to the book as they did.
We need Blue Beetle and Booster Gold, but Todd doesn't seem interested in anything that deep.
Yeah, he only wants Batman, DC characters.
Oh, okay.
Well, which Blue Beetle was originally a Charlton character, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Charlton Comics, or Charlton, depending upon your pronunciation.
Robert says he agrees, not crazy about Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter. Never seen them, just clips. I never even seen the clips. Blondie and the Police were, I like, not so much Blondie, but I did like the Police. Blondie was okay.
Man from Mars is pretty good, though. I like that song. The old disco-ish tune. I like disco. I confess.
Yeah, I like disco.
Disco had a lot going for it. It's fun. It's just fun music.
Kiss was better than Queen, and Kiss got the critics. Yeah.
Unless you were watching the Kiss movie, Kiss and the Phantom of the Park, and they only had one song they were authorized to use for the entire film. And they sang it every time Kiss started playing playing a set. It was the same one as "I Want to Rock and Roll All Night and Party Every Day." every day. There was one other song that was in there partially from the Evil Band.
Oh yeah.
But
Odds
it's
are
a goofy
Freddie
movie.
Mercury's best years were behind him. If he lived today, maybe he would have had one more hit. That's usually how it goes. Yeah.
Possibly.
I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Ace of Base saying that, right? Yeah, Ace of Base. I saw the sign. How about the live action Hardy Boys band? Were they good? I never saw the band. You said that
They were a
those
band,
good.
and they were hired based on that because they were a band before the Hardy Boys, and that they it was like, here we got a couple of guys that look like models who are pop singers. We'll make them the Hardy Boys. Couldn't act, but they could sing.
Yeah.
I mean, they sounded okay for bubblegum pop from the 70s.
Johnny said the cars were good. You hate the cars.
Nancy Drew, I think the cars are overdone.
Mm-hmm.
They're okay, but man, they were really out there in the 80s, so that is true. And they had a lot of unique videos as well. The one with the fly was pretty unique. But Nancy Drew, the actress who played Nancy Drew, was the really good actor from that show, and she wasn't even recognized. They didn't even make a figure of her. They just made figures of the Hardy Boys with cardboard cutout instruments, by the way, those figures.
Darren says Paul McCartney is touring.
Still, this is his last year, isn't it? I think this is his retirement year.
Oh, well, everybody, 2020 was the retirement year
and it
for
got
everybody.
Postponed.
Yeah, and then they had to, revamp. Robert says he missed Star Wars, but they killed off all his characters. Lord of the Rings.
Disney did that on purpose to erase the legacy characters of the series. By the way,
Ridley says Lord of the Ring, The Fellowship of the Ring is arguably one of the best. I don't know about ever made. Now I think you're going a wee bit far.
Didn't they get like 9 Oscars?
It's not better than Citizen Kane.
Probably not, but he said one of.
Well, yeah, he did say one of the best. Okay.
Yeah, and this guy Master says that too. I don't care for the sequels of Star Wars, but I like Kenobi. Oh, the show Kenobi? I haven't seen it, but I don't get Disney.
Ever heard of the possibility of Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future getting product line? Love that brief franchise.
By Mark Tipple. Well, they had figures. They had action figures in the 90s.
Captain Planet. Yeah, you got some. No, he said Captain Power.
Captain Power.
Yeah, that's the one in the red box.
Yeah, this one, that box sitting down there from Mattel. Mattel made that stuff, and it was a unique toy line at the time because of how it was interactive. It had the infrared sensors on the play sets and on the vehicles, so you could shoot at the toys. The toys could shoot at each other, and you could interact with the TV show as well. Or if you couldn't get the TV show, they had VHS cassettes that you could put in and play with the TV that way. So it's pretty unique. John says the Bee Gees were awesome. Yep.
Bee Gees were the best. Disco and I guess
pop. Yeah. Because they didn't just do disco. They were they had a big picture in the disco era, but that was not their primary music. And they were pretty good.
Village People.
There's Patrick Peluso.
I like the Village People. They're good.
They'll wear you out with that too. If I hear YMCA, they did that on Married with Children, where they were impersonating the Village People, and they only had the YMCA record, and they kept playing it and doing it over and over again, waiting for the real Village People to show up. Then the real Village People showed up, and then they started with YMCA, and the audience was so sick of hearing it, they ran up on stage and attacked them. There's certain songs that are overdone, and certain songs that'll surprise you, like Macho Man, because you hear that Macho Man. I hate the hook, but the rest of the song's pretty good.
If you listen to the words,
the hook sucks. The Macho Man's hook, I can't stand it. But the rest of the song is well done. It's better than the hook.
Yeah, if you listen to the words of the song, you'll say, "Oh yeah, I'm a Macho Man." I've I've been into werewolf movies lately. Oliver Reed as a werewolf, more scary. You know who was a good werewolf? The guy from Highway to Heaven, Michael Landon. He played the werewolf.
Yeah, he did.
Mhm.
Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf and Werewolf in London was good.
Yeah, Werewolf of London. And there's a Halloween special of Highway to Heaven where Michael Landon revisited the werewolf role from
Really?
that show. Yeah, there's an Easter egg of it in that episode, I think, where they're watching Teen Wolf,
Mm-hmm.
but then he they do a Halloween bit with his companion where he also becomes a werewolf and revises that role on Highway to Heaven.
Okay.
Highway to Heaven's a good show,
It
actually.
is
I
a
really
very
like
good
that show.
David, I might have missed it if you answered, but how do you flatten bold card backs? Oh, he used a press machine. He did a couple of mine.
Yeah, I can do it. I can do it with the machine that I use to press my comics when I clean and press comics.
Mm-hmm.
It's real tricky though. You got to be careful because you will leave indentation lines. So it's going to leave a crease because you can't put the whole card in if it's still got the blister on it. If it's still got a bubble, so you can't. Let me just pull something out here. Like if this was like really wrinkled up, I could put that much of it in up to where the plastic starts and not to turn the temperature up too high to discolor the plastic. It can be done that way, but it would have to be a valuable enough and severe enough damage to put it in and do that because you're still going to, when I pressed it, there would still be a line here from where it was squeezed down inside the machine because you can't put the whole thing in. And you can turn it, but you're going to get a line everywhere.
Yeah.
So if it was really severe, and the last one I did for her was actually the Dragon Blaster Skeletor because the card was just trashed.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if I leave a pressing crease on it,
it wouldn't matter.
It's not going to be that bad.
I've done it before with an iron. You take the iron and you lay a cloth on top of so the iron doesn't touch the
You got to
card.
be real careful though.
Yeah, you do have to be really careful. And you use your steam, but again, you got a cloth or something and you just iron it out.
Yeah.
You can try that way, but it's no like great way. But those two, if you don't have a press machine, you can try and iron. But again, make sure you put something between the card and the iron, like a piece of cloth or something. Night Train say Queen are the pinnacle of music. Kiss isn't worthy to be touched of
the helm of their garment. The fringe of their what's the name of it?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'll think of it in a minute.
Okay.
Oh, where'd you go?
I'm right here. We are on Punisher X. My favorite band is Pink Floyd. Love Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd's good.
I like. We saw their rock opera. I guess. You remember we saw the movie of the album?
Yeah.
On the Wall album.
Yeah.
The movie version of it. That was really good. I read that. What 80s movie you wish would have gotten a sequel but did not? None.
Theirs was E.T.
I don't think none of them should get sequels.
No, he means like an immediate sequel so that it actually ties in and makes sense. Not like we're going to make a sequel 30 years later and it's going to be a piece of crap. Here's a steaming dog pile. Polish this turd of writing like they do nowadays. I don't know. You know what would have been interesting to see a properly done in the time period sequel to The Thing.
Yeah, right then where
picked up right there.
Yeah,
with the original two characters
them in that tunnel or wherever they were, and they got found. And then it picked up from there. but not what that mess they did in the 2000s. But I think the thing
that was a remake though, and it was terrible.
Well, it was supposed to be a prequel, from my understanding. It was supposed to be a prequel.
Well, they didn't pull it
off.
It
didn't do well. My favorite band. Okay, we read that Peter Jackson is an overrated director. I saw McCartney live. He literally said he knew.
We wanted to hear his old stuff, but he didn't care because he was playing stuff from his new album, Total Bummer. And that's Night Train commenting here. And that could be a copyright thing also. Because I saw Willie Nelson in concert, and he had a problem with that too, because he said that there was a song that they wanted him to do, and he said he couldn't because of copyright. He didn't have the rights to it anymore. And so sometimes there's issues there. So he could be that he sold his old catalog, and they're like, if you sing it, you got to pay us, and that might be why he didn't want to do it, and didn't want to explain that to people either. Dio is a better singer than Freddie. I don't know who Dio is. Have you ever seen Westworld? Yes. We have seen Westworld. He just bought with Yul Brynner. Yeah. And then we saw the one after that. Future World. Yeah, Future World. Future World's not that good. Yeah. It's not that good. And Yul Brynner was in it, but it doesn't make any damn sense because he was in a dream sequence. But the original Westworld was well done, and the plot of Westworld was merged with the plot of the movie Colossus to create Terminator. Okay. So the gunman became the Terminator, and Colossus became what's the name of it? Skynet. Okay. You remember Colossus? Yeah, I remember. Yeah. That's with the big computer with Victor Newman was in there. Yeah. They combined those two concepts to create the original Terminator film. Robert only saw George Michael and Phil Collins in concert. Mike says Westworld is an awesome film. Yeah, it was pretty well done. Ridley says Cyndi Lauper is a one-hit wonder. She actually had some songs. So she had Girls Just Want to Have Fun, True Color, and Time After Time. Time After Time is probably her best song. True Colors and Time After Time were actually pretty good. Those two songs were, I think, her best, and those were her best vocals. Her connection to WWF at the time is what really made her popular. That and the music videos, but then she had some of the wrestlers in her videos as well. You remember Girls Just Want to Have Fun? That was Captain Lou Albano, who was playing her father. Disco was fun. You could jump around and do all the shuffle. Love Donna Summers. Listen to the lyrics of any disco song. It is all positive, all of it. You'll be hard pressed to find. I think is it Break of Dawn? Yeah, I don't know. There's only like one or two disco songs I could probably think of off the top of my head that have somewhat of a dark edge to it. Never Can Say Goodbye. Maybe. But for the most part, it's all pretty positive. Yeah. There was a positive vibe from it. Rick Astley, I like him. Never Gonna Give You Up. Let's see. Disney even killed Chewy, and the C-3PO temporarily just to aggravate people. Yeah. But they wanted to eliminate all of those core legacy characters. They're probably doing it with Indiana Jones too. They'll kill. I would be surprised if they kill Harrison Ford. He don't even want to do it. He didn't even really want to do it. He don't have to. I don't think so. Well, he got roped into it somehow. But he sounds pretty or last I heard, pretty discouraged by the whole thing anyway. But he's probably afraid they're going to end up with another Crystal Skull scenario. Peter Cushing was such a good Frankenstein. Only guy top him is Jeffrey Combs as Herbert West. Plus, he was too good to be a Scarecrow in the animated series. But Peter Cushing played Scarecrow? I don't know. Highway to Heaven is not too bad, even if you're not religious. It's still a entertaining TV. You know, they remade that, The Highway to Heaven. Yeah. They have a woman, Jill Scott plays, I guess, the Jonathan role.
and she's a school counselor, like a high school counselor. So she doesn't even move around and float around. But you really can't do that this day and time. That premise wouldn't work anyway.
Yeah,
you can't
like
really.
Route 66.
Yeah, Route
that show.
66 was good.
Because back in the 80s, you could travel from town to town and pick up odd jobs. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, and during Route 66, I think that was done in like the 50s, 60s. They just drove around and stopped here and there, got a job, worked for a while, and then moved on.
For a couple of months or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Did they make a Happy Days playset on those?
I don't believe so. If it was, it never got out of concept.
The Great Gig in the Sky. Spirit in the Sky? How would you rewrite the Disney trilogy? They Live sequel. I don't know if They Live needed a sequel.
Well, I mean, they left him dying on the roof. But the only way they could sequel it was people fighting in the streets. Because they were exposed. The signal was broken. William says he saw Stridor at Walmart last week and they bent the card down to fit it under the shelf. What's Walmart for you?
Yeah, they don't care.
Let me see.
A war game sequel would have been cool.
Yeah, and Gilgamesh, that would suck not to be able to sing your own song. Yeah, that's what happens when you sell your catalog. That's what started the feud between Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
because he was trying to bid on his catalog because they had sold their catalogs out of their original Beatles titles, and McCartney was trying to buy him back, and then Michael Jackson outbid him, and then he was like, "Damn, Michael, I thought we were friends. You knew I really wanted my own music back." And Michael's like, "Tough, that's business," and that's what started their feud. That's why they stopped talking to each other.
Arturo is here. Hey, Arturo.
Welcome, Arturo. Ridley says he hates it when people think The Thing 2011 is a remake. Did you not watch the film? The ending directly leads into 82 movie. I don't remember it, to be honest.
Yeah, it was it was a prequel from what I understood, but I don't know. I didn't like it. I thought they should have picked it up from where they left off.
I barely remember it. That's how good it was.
Lost Boys sequel. I saw Lost. They are making a sequel.
I thought they had one. They had one.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, because where you saw the trailer for that was on what that Batman and Superman cartoon where they fought Darkseid, but that came out a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's been done. I don't know how well it did, but
yeah. Love Arnie as the Terminator. There was also a video game sequel to 82, The Thing. It's also a running joke that each iteration of the series is called The Thing. Take care, all. See you, Mike. Thank you for joining us. And anyone own an ET video game?
I did.
My cousin did on Atari.
Yeah, that's what it came out was on Atari, and I got it sealed for $1 from Zales. That's why I got it, because it was $1 at Zales.
Don't Leave Me This Way by Thelma Houston is one of my favorite 70s songs. I don't think I know that one.
Yeah, Logic Blaster says Incredible Hulk series with Bill Bixby had that same wandering from town to town format, because back then you could do that.
Yeah, you could do that.
Could you walk in? You could just walk in and say, "Hey, you hiring?"
Yeah, and they'll hire you on
no
the spot.
paperwork, nothing, because that's how it was. I used to do that when I was a kid in the 80s. Just go walk in and says, "Hey, you're looking for help, whatever." I got a job in a flower shop that way when I was a teenager, and all sorts of things. No paperwork. Here's some cash. That's how it goes, or how it went. But you can't do that anymore.
No. Elton John made a lot of iconic songs. He did.
Yeah, he did.
He had a lot of good ones. Stevie Wonder had a lot of good songs.
Yeah.
The OJs, I like them.
Donovan doesn't want a sequel to the Goonies. What? No Goonies sequel? You don't want to see them as adults? No, they don't need to make a sequel. There's a lot of films that don't need it. They're fine just the way they are.
Let me see. One of the biggest bummers in action figure, the Firefly line. No River or Simon Tam figures.
There's only a couple of figures ever made from that series, wasn't it? From
know.
Firefly. They really didn't touch it. They never got back to it. It only had the one season. And I know they've talked for years about bringing it back, but do you want it back? If they brought it back, they'd probably screw it up.
And Master Magnetism wants to know what's your favorite Avengers movie.
Avengers
I like the
movie
last
or
one.
MCU?
He said Avengers movie of the thing. Do you like this?
I like a lot of the firsts. I like the Captain America. I like the first Iron Man. I like the Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I like the last one, the Endgame movie.
Endgame.
Mm-hmm. But everybody kind of got together and they were doing some stuff. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I have the McGrady Necker figure. Oh, that's from the They Live.
Yeah.
It looks very
little like Kurt Russell.
Yeah. It wasn't Kurt Russell. It was Roddy Piper. Oh, no. McGrady. No. Okay. From the Thing. I don't know why I was thinking about They Live. I'm sorry.
Because he said sunglasses.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, look a little. Okay. I wanted that figure.
Yeah.
I thought about getting it, and then I just didn't and forgot about it.
I'd like to see a 6 scale of that. Sideshow has the license. They might do it because they did him from Big Trouble in Little China, and they also did him from Escape from New York. So they could potentially do him from the Thing.
He'll do good. The Soldier. I thought he was good in that.
Oh, movie. And Soldier, yeah, he was good in Soldier.
That'd be a good action figure.
Yeah. Night Train says Firefly's time has passed, but I want Simon and River to fill out the collection. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You said that was a good show that only had one season.
Yeah, it was a good show, but they never got back to it, which happens. But and people were on it for years. Every time those people did a panel at a convention, people were like, are they going to bring Firefly back? And it's like, yeah, how long has it been? If you bring it back now, they're going to blow it. It's going to be written like crap.
I think it's stupid that now most jobs require you to apply online. Even things like restaurants and retail, you should be able to get a paper application.
They're probably afraid they won't be able to read it because people's handwriting is turned to shit. They can't write anymore.
No, I don't own any Buffy the Vampire. I've never even watched Buffy the Vampire.
Yeah, I could never stomach that show either myself. I never thought it was that good.
Isaac Hayes was really good. He performed in the Shaft original soundtrack. Yeah,
yes, he did.
There is going to be a movie about kids recreating Goonies for a school. What? Is that true?
I don't know.
Unless they have a walk-in hiring event, you got to apply online.
Not even. They want you to take a picture of a URL with your thing and text your application.
Number. I don't understand that. Texting your job application.
Yeah.
I don't like texting. Especially if it's something important like a job or a home loan or something. I think we need to talk on the phone.
Yeah. John says Reaction Super 7 did Buffy the Vampire Slayer action figures. So did Sideshow. They did 1/6 scale Buffys.
Didn't NECA do Buffy?
I don't think so. But I know Sideshow did it in the 6 scale, and they tanked, so you can pick them up pretty cheap. Stone Sour says most jobs even stopped drug testing. Really, that was huge.
Yeah.
The drug testing. I used to have to administer those when I was managing Family Dollar. Because they'd send me cases of the kits. Yeah, it was the cups, and it had a meter on one side for testing for the narcotics, and the other side was a thermometer, so that in case someone brought urine in and poured it in there, instead of filling the cup, you could tell, because if it was below a certain temperature, you were supposed to throw the test out. And I blow through cases of that stuff with applications because probably 1 out of every 50 applicants was clean. And you couldn't hire them.
Okay, let's see. Do you watch No Isaac Haynes beside? There's going to be a movie. Okay, we read that.
Logic
A Gentleman
Blaster.
for Buffy was scary.
Logic Blaster says he's surprised that the where am I?
Classic anime film, film Akira hasn't been turned into
I'm glad they haven't actually. They get a 6 scale. They've had a 6 scale figure made a couple of times, but yeah, I'm glad. And it was a comic book series as well. I have the comics actually, the Americanized version, not the manga. But yeah, I wouldn't want them to do too much more with it. They'd ruin it.
What are your thoughts on Todd bringing back Superpower? I was excited until I saw the muted colors and typical Todd style character choices. Superpower is supposed to be vibrant and fun, not dark.
Well, DC already did that, didn't they? Didn't they already make replicas of superpowers like a few years back? And so did Gentle Giant. Gentle Giant made the the 6 scale mock-up versions on the big giant cards.
Yeah, but did they make all of them? Because I know you got like one.
I don't know if they made all of them, but I think also DC did it. I think DC did it through. Oh, what series was that? I can't remember, but it was a recreation of the superpower figures. Todd doing it. I mean, he'll do anything DC if they pay him.
But he's a DC.
Yeah, he's got his hooks into the DC lines.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good. Yeah, everything he's putting out is DC, but it's
DC
mostly
and
Batman.
Spawn.
Mostly Batman. Yeah, and Spawn is his original creation, though.
Let's see, Pam Grier movie. Where's her action figures? Yeah, but she's a character from like the 70s, so I don't think they're gonna ever do anything to her.
Action figure expert says he wants to see figures from I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
They can never make that.
No, probably not, unless it's Funko.
Yeah,
Funko will do it.
I wish they would have done a Charles and Charles. Charles in Charge.
That sounds like a Amigo project.
Yeah.
New Amigo.
Yeah, because they did do a lot of TV shows, random ones like that. I remember military doing that P test, and guys looked at the guy next to me and said, "Are you pregnant?" Yeah. My spine doctor texts me about my appointments. That's weird. You, my doctor, call me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gotten to be the thing now. Is because people don't want to bother with anybody, so they just send a text.
When we got our last home loan, they text, and I called them, and I told them, don't do that, because I'm not an old person, but if you want to talk to me about finances, you need to call me on the phone. Don't send me a text, because I think it's a scam. And I know it's a new generation now, but I'm not comfortable with that. And the girl, she was like, okay, I understand. And they stopped texting me. They started calling. You call me to talk about certain things. Send no text. Talk about, finances and banking and stuff like that.
Ron wants to know if we ever saw the 90s vampire show called Forever Night. I do remember that. I remember seeing that show, but I don't really recall it that well, to be honest. And Logic says, leave Akira alone. Absolutely. Because it was a well-done anime. It really was.
What is Action Figure saying? Something TC versus Classics version of Superpowers.
10 years ago, but they were not models after the original. They were all new molds. Okay, yeah. Maddie Club did it, right? I think that's what he's trying to say. I couldn't remember who made them. And some of them, they came in a box. It was a carded figure inside of a white box.
And Stone Sour said that Amigo made Full House figures.
It's already been done.
Yeah. Didn't they make it on the last run?
No, I mean, Mattel made them when the show was out.
Oh,
I think it was Mattel.
I do kind of remember seeing those figures.
Yeah.
That do sound familiar. The Shaw Brothers Kung Fu characters need to be done at a scale as the 18 for 112. I wonder if Mezco going to do like the 18, the whole team in 112.
I don't know. Where am I?
We're on Johnny Future.
Okay. Peter said that McFarlane did Akira figures around 2000. Yeah, I remember that. That's correct. Blister carded, right? Let me see.
Johnny, do you own any Golden Age comics? I would like to get an early Superman.
Very few. I don't have too many Golden Age left. I used to have a pretty good run of Golden Age Batman, actually, once upon a time. Yeah, John says Amigo did Chachi from Happy Days. I don't know how well it actually sold. Not very well at all. None of those TV character figures did well that Amigo had done.
The new Amigo, you mean?
Yeah, new Amigo. Because they went and they did like Facts of Life and Cheers and all of that, but they didn't do well at all. People didn't want that from Amigo. They didn't want it from Amigo when they did it in the 70s and 80s. They wanted sci-fi stuff. They wanted Star Trek. They wanted Planet of the Apes and monsters. And so that's what's working better for them now. They figured it out.
You think Hasbro will come out with their 12-inch? What I can't see what that word is. 12-inch 60 type line again. I think that's what that says. I don't know.
I don't know where you are.
Right here.
I don't know.
I'm
not sure.
Oh, okay. The Superpowers re-release were just repainted DC classics. I was hoping for an in-scale series. I don't care about the new 52 Darkseid though.
Darkseid. Yeah. Let me see. Ridley Cinema. I think I may step on some toes on this one. I've only seen Akira once, but the plot was fairly messy and it seems extremely overrated. You'd have to read the series.
Oh,
they're trying to compress a line of books about this deep into like an hour and a half. It's going to get sloppy. You know how it is with films. Let me see. Robert says, "Love Forever Night. Stop watching after Skanky died, and really Jeanette Human, the woman who despised being human." Skanky, is that a guy who used to drink rat blood?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I think I've seen the show. Yeah, vampire cop working the night shift. Yeah, that sounds right. I just don't remember it very well. Let me see. Family Matters Migo. Please no.
No, don't do
that. The only Family Matters figure I've ever seen is the Urkel talking doll.
No, I don't have any Punky Brewster figures.
No, I think they made a talking doll also. That was a big thing in the very late 80s and early 90s. Yeah, the pull string talkers.
Yeah,
was a big deal.
12-inch G.I. Joe line.
Oh, is that what you're talking about? Yeah. They might get back to it. Well, 3-0's doing it. 3-0's been making
the 1/6.
They brought that back.
Yeah. And the 3-0 ones look good.
Not from Hasbro though, but I wouldn't put it past them because remember they did bring that back in the early 90s with the Hall of Fame line.
And Amigo is supposed to be doing the G.I. Joe, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Amigo's doing 1/12 scale G.I. Joe figures also. There's a lot of companies doing G.I. Joe right now.
That's the thing that get me, and we talked about this before. I don't mean to rehash it, but you got all these companies doing one figure or one toy line.
One genre. Yeah.
And it's like it overwhelms the market, I think. And then, I can understand you say, okay, I like 12-inch or 1/6 scale. I like 12 scale. I guess that's how they're looking at it. So everybody's covered. You got your 3 3/4. You got your 12 scale covered. The 6 scale covered. The 12-inch covered. Everybody's covered. So if you want it, it's available, I guess. But it just seems like it's too much. Seems like it's a bit much, and you coming out with the same characters over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So.
And it is, because it's the same ones. It's the same ones being produced. I mean, how many roadblocks do you need, and what size and scale?
Yeah, and that's why I got turned off with the Masters of the Universe, because I had the original, the
200X.
Filmation, the 200X, the Filmation, then they had the Maddie Club, then Super 7, and it's like, wait a minute, these are all of the same characters over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And then the Origins
and they look
came
similar.
out. Yeah, it's very little difference, you know. And then the Origin comes out, and it's the same characters over and over and over again. So it just makes it kind of.
Yeah. Frozenek says he's watching MASH. Do you remember the 3 3/4 inch MASH? Yeah, TriStar made those, and they're compatible with G.I. Joe. Blossom, no.
I used to watch Blossom.
You just lost a kudos point.
Oh, did I?
Let me see. Oh yeah, Raw Talk, Real Deal. Since Slaughter jumped ship from Action Force, maybe Bobby could grab that A-Team license and build off that nostalgia, plus make the van. It would be a good move for him.
Oh, he jumped off of that deal? I thought he was doing good with that.
Well, I mean, he's I don't know if they're still going to be making him or not, but I know Hasbro picked him back up for G.I. Joe.
So what? So he can't do both?
I don't know. I mean, they're still making the wrestling figures, as far as I know.
But Mattel does the wrestling.
Mattel does that. That's what I mean.
So
it used to. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. How that's going to work.
Akira was, what's that? Hand drawn and visual effects before the computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it does look really good. Akira visually is very well done.
CGI. Didn't Amigo do a Mr. Furley?
I don't know if they did Three's Company. I don't know.
They like doing those weird shows like that. Three's Company, Charles in Charge.
Yeah, but
Who's the boss?
They've backed off of that now, though, because it wasn't selling. I think they've gotten away from it. Hopefully they don't go back to it, because it's just peg warmers.
David owns a Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Did they ever make a Screech figure?
I don't know. I would think that they did Zack, not Screech, but
I don't know if they made Saved by the Bell. I can't remember. It wouldn't surprise me, though.
Yeah. Customizers are doing the best work so far on the 1/6 scale G.I. Joe. It's basically Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. Yeah, they do a lot of Snake Eyes and a lot of Storm Shadow.
Ridley says he thinks 75% of modern toy aisles are for collectors. What parents are buying $20 to $30 figures for their kids? None, I hope.
You don't know. You'd be surprised.
Here's some hot toys, Johnny. Here you go.
Play with
these.
that.
Take these in the bathtub and play diver.
Go outside and play with your friends.
Put them in the mud. That would be awful. Raw Talk says that customizers are doing the best work as far as 1/6 scale G.I. Joe. It's basically. Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've overrun you. I've seen some pretty good. There was somebody that was doing 6 scale custom raw style action figures that hadn't been done before that looked pretty good. I can't remember who it was, though.
Robert is saying that he liked the 4 seasons of Smallville, and we were talking about watching Smallville, and I saw the first episode, but then it looked like it was trying to be a soap opera for teenagers.
Yeah.
So I turned it off. But I always heard that Smallville was really good, and I was going to try it out again, but now it's not on the streaming platforms.
Yeah.
So I don't want to buy it, because if it's a soap opera for teenagers, I'm going to be mad. So if anybody's seen it, tell me about it. I'll try it out again.
Okay.
Actually, no, Amigo is not doing George's figures. George, you are thinking of Mezco. Okay, where are we? Okay, right here. Super 7 Ultimates are doing much more than just Joes and Thundercats. They seem to be giving the 80s cartoons all in one line, because you didn't need to collect other lines. 3 straight from the cartoons.
I just worry about Super 7 stretching themselves too thin, because when these companies get really big, they lose sight of their original vision, which has already happened with NECA and Mezco. They've oh, we're by collectors and for collectors, and I think that's actually a quote from one of them, but not anymore.
NECA.
Not after they started making the money. And Super 7 is they've gone from being an obscure toy manufacturer to being all over the place now. And I'm like, yeah, how much bigger are they going to get before they lose sight of their vision?
Logic Blaster.
It could happen.
Oh, sorry. Logic Blaster says he has a new Mego GI Joe set.
Okay.
I haven't seen them. I haven't even seen them in stores,
well, they
just
did
to see what they look like.
Well, you're not going to see them in stores because you had to get them directly from HasLab.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You had to order them from Hasbro Pulse Direct, if I remember correctly.
Robert says he hated the Saved by the Bell.
I blame them for killing Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah. The woke reboot of Saved by the Bell got canceled finally. Oh, you heard about Fred Savage? He had the new Wonder Years project, and he got fired from Disney.
Apparently, he has a long history of sexual harassment, and it's continued into the new project. And Disney's got enough trouble right now. They were like, no, you need to get out of here. Logic Blaster says Mego's focused on Star Trek, horror, G.I. Joe, and Ghostbusters now, and Star Wars. They're working on Hasbro, since they have that connection through G.I. Joe, to try to finally produce Mego's style Star Wars figures.
Well, I mean, if they just stay concentrated on that, they might do well.
Yeah, that's what's pulling them out of the mud, because the stuff they were throwing out there when they had that Target deal, it wasn't working, except for Star Trek did really well. But the other stuff, it was just peg warmers. And people were like, they hated the fact that it was only at Target. But I think, and nobody's ever talked about this, and you won't get them to admit it on the Amigo Ambassador page either, but Target has a program where if you have a unique line that you sell exclusively at their stores, they will front you production money for it.
Okay.
Until it's paid off, and then you can do whatever you want. And I think that's what Mego did to get off the ground again, and that's why you could only buy it from Target. It wasn't that it was Target exclusives. It was that it had to be under contract so that they could get that production money from Target until they were paid off. And then they were like, okay, our 2 years is up. Now we can sell them all over the place. But some of the stuff they came up with, it's not what people were looking for.
Johnny says recommends that I watch Smallville. He says after the first season it really starts to pick up. Okay, I'll try and get the DVDs then and try to watch it, because it's not on the streaming networks anymore. Actually, just to fill you, I guess I put fill you in, Barbie. What? VALA signs slaughter for 3 figures, and after the 3rd figure is released, the contract is over between them. Oh, Valaverse.
Valaverse.
Yeah.
Okay, Valaverse. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is great for Sergeant Slaughter. Well, he's iconic anyways because of the tie-in with G.I. Joe, not just the WWF being part of wrestling, being part of the golden age of wrestling back when wrestling was cool. But being connected to G.I. Joe's really made him an icon. Yeah. He's up there. And we see him all the time.
Yeah, he
comes to like everything out here. We run into him a bunch of times.
He must live in the Georgia area.
He might.
Because he's always somewhere.
Yeah, he might.
Ridley was saying that Fred Savage, I didn't realize that he was the producer of that new Wonder Years. I didn't know that he was involved until this happened. We have the old Wonder Years set up to watch when we get to it, but when I saw that they had a new one coming out and they race swapped everybody, and I was just like, whoa, why would they do that? And then to know that he's involved. Yeah, and it says he's fired for being inappropriate on set, probably for telling a joke. I'm not so sure because, from what I was reading, he's settled out of court going back decades, off and on multiple times for being really inappropriate with female staff. Yeah. So who knows? But
You may never know the truth of it.
John says Mego made some really nice Universal and Hammer figures. I did like
and that's
their,
what saved them.
Yeah, I did like their Universal and Hammer figures. I didn't get any, but I did like them.
And then their recent Creature from the Black Lagoon is probably one of the best figures they've done.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. It was very super opera. Oh, it was very super opera for teens. What? You're right, but I feel they were a soap opera.
Soap
Okay,
opera.
okay, for teens.
It typed wrong.
Yeah, but there was so good enough Superman stuff in there, at least for first few seasons. You really see him really turn. Okay, all right, yeah.
Darren says he's got to go.
Okay,
Well, thanks
thank you
for
joining us and talking and leaving a thumbs up.
So long, and thanks for all the fish. And Master says you have a point. Super 7 could go down that route after collecting a lot of money and going everywhere with the line. Then you can't trust these toy lines. Then that sucks.
Yeah.
And you never know when they get big. They get real big, and then because they all started off that way.
Mm-hmm.
Even HasLab says that. Oh, we're for the collectors. We're collectors ourselves. No, you're not. You're Hasbro. You are Hasbro. You are a bunch of guys in a board meeting. You collect Ferraris. You don't have toys. I don't believe anything that Hasbro says.
Oh my God.
But you don't know. Hell, that's how Funko started.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, and Stone Sour wants people to put thumbs up. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, put the thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up.
Just a thumbs up. Oh, and I'll remind people. Some of you might be new here.
Yeah, it just came.
I will be giving this away in an upcoming channel promotion contest, and that is Deceased number 2.
Can you see it? All I see is
Virgin
light bulb.
cover. Yeah, I know it's hard to see. I'll try it. How about that?
Yeah, that looks a little bit better.
A 9.8 CBCS graded, and I know somebody picked on me. They were like, "What? Not CGC?" Well, this was a special edition. All of them graded by CBCS. I don't know if there's an open copy anywhere, but it's number 12 of 500 is your certification right there. Number 12 of 500. I will be giving that away, and so watch out for that in an upcoming promotional contest.
Disney are a bunch of hypocrites. They will push woke politics in new Marvel movies, then clip it out for the Chinese release because you got to have that China money.
Yeah, they will. It's being pulled because it's been even I think the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness got in trouble overseas already, and they had to alter it because of a couple of things that are said in there that they don't want to hear in those other countries.
Yeah. Hey guys, I enjoy your show and love how you have the deep insight and love for collecting vintage.
Who said that?
Have a great real deal. Thank you for stopping by.
Oh, okay. We appreciate that.
Robert said the first 4 seasons of Smallville are good. Yep, I'm a watch it.
Maybe. Tom Wopat in it.
Who Tom Wopat? Oh,
I think, right?
Luke Duke.
Both of them are in it at some point.
Oh, Bo Duke in there too?
Yeah.
Is Mego ever going to do Marvel again?
I have no idea. I mean, they've been trying. They have been trying, but either they can't afford it or they can't make the right connections because they have been able to do DC characters, but I don't know if they have the right connections. They could worm their way into it, but a lot of people have been pressing for them to do Marvel characters again, and they could eventually do it. I don't see any reason why not. Like we were pointing out back in the day, whatever company, G.I. Joe, that was Hasbro. It's it. That's it. Unless it was being manufactured overseas by another company. Star Wars, that's Kenner, unless it was being made in Europe or something. And then you had Palitoy was cross licensing it with the same molds, just repackaging it. But nowadays everybody makes everything. Yeah. So I don't see any reason why.
I think that's what's going to help the for the future market crashed too, because when we were kids, Mattel made Masters of the Universe or whatever, but now everybody makes it. So back then you just look for Mattel, but now everybody makes it. So it's like, oh, it's just oversaturation.
Look how many companies are doing GI Joe right now. It's
Yeah.
insane. You got Hasbro, Mego,
Super
Mezco,
7,
Super 7,
3-0.
3-0. There's another company I can't think of the name of that's also doing it, and they're doing it in like a 9th scale or something. I'm trying to remember. That's just 6 off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And Loyal Subjects. They did do it. They might get back to it.
Funko.
Well, Funko Pops don't count, but Pops isn't really a figure. It's like a figurine. It's a little statue, little vinyl statue.
I guess.
But I mean, that's like 6 or 7 just off the top of my head right there, in different sizes and scales and formats. I mean, how many do you need? It gets confusing.
The guy who plays the Flash in the DC movies is a big weirdo. He has been getting arrested a lot lately. I heard they will be replacing him. No,
it wouldn't be that hard. I mean, especially look how many times they've switched out Batman. They could swap him out and nobody would care.
Yeah. No, speaking of Fred Savage, I always wondered if he got
to cue all those figures from The Boy Who Could Fly, or keep. I don't remember that movie. The Boy Who Could Fly.
I don't remember that movie. Some of the Target exclusive stuff is cool. They did the Jimi Hendrix
Kiss and Muhammad Ali. Yeah, not all of it is crap, and that's true. And Kiss and Muhammad Ali was just a throwback because Mego had done those back in the day, although their original Kiss figures were in the deluxe scale. But yeah, they did the Muhammad Ali figures also originally. Big Papa says he thinks we'll see Amigo, Marvel, and Star Wars with the new Hasbro partnership, and
Shiny
that could
Hunter's
be.
Here.
Oh, hi! Thanks for joining us.
And Trevor Wright.
Metro Sky. John Schneider plays Jonathan Kent. Thank you. I couldn't remember, but I know Wopat showed up on that show at one point. They were related.
We just saw the Batman Superman Apocalypse, the animated movie. We've been watching the animated movies. That was pretty good. I'm liking those.
The animated films.
Yeah, the animated ones. So I'm gonna start getting some.
Oh, Peter, you gotta go. He says thank you for the chat. Keep up the good work. All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Out of Mine is here.
Yeah.
And Max Toy Box. I think that's what that says. Right here.
Oh, Maz's Toy Box. Oh, hey, there you are. You know Invader Maz. Michael.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Where you been?
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while.
Have you seen any Figma figures in the Georgia area? No.
I
haven't seen that.
Isn't that like the those model kits?
I'm not sure.
The name sounds familiar, but I don't know. Big Joe. Hi, Joe Big Wheel. Okay. Yeah.
You're all over the place. What are you reading? Yeah, Ridley says a lot of collectors will army build. I don't get it. I don't personally need 10 copies of the same figure. They love to. If it's a soldier or Cobra Trooper, they'll buy tons of them and open them up and stack them.
Yeah.
That's a big thing nowadays.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're not going to really play with them and do some stuff with it, take pictures of it, I don't see the need on having 10 of them. And you watch some of these people, especially the ones that collect G.I. Joe, you see their videos, and they'll have like 5 and 6 of the same thing, to include the vehicles that they go with. And you're like, wow. That's a lot.
Maz says, I just ordered the Fig MacGyver, a 3 figure. Was hoping to find something locally, though. No, I haven't seen anything like that. And if any of you are wondering, Maz's Toy Box there, he does action figure photography, and that's why. So if you look for him on like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you can check out some of his stuff.
He does some really good.
But I've seen you just recently did that Guyver, a couple of Guyver photographs, didn't you? On your Insta. I think I saw it on the Instagram.
Mm-hmm. He does really good photography, though.
Yeah, he's really gotten into that.
Mm-hmm. I like all of the lighting and the smoke.
Mm-hmm. Donovan says, David and LPH has been on a long time. Their voices are getting hoarse and fading. So are they?
Is it?
Are we?
Probably.
I don't know.
Margaret Kidder.
Margaret Kidder, yeah.
And Christopher Leaves with Tom Wolpert make appearance in Smallville. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that because back when I was deployed somewhere, this one guy, all he talked about was Smallville.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love Smallville. And I said I wanted to watch it. And like I said, I watched one episode and I couldn't do it. Because I was like, oh no, this is gonna be a soap opera for teenagers. But I'm gonna try it out because I like to get into some shows.
Out of Sight wants to know if I ordered the Mezco Golden Age Batman versus Two-Face. No, I did not. I haven't gotten anything from Mezco in a while.
I'm thinking about reading the Batman Hush. I'm thinking about reading that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I'm gonna see. I got the movie. I'm gonna watch the movie first. If I like the movie, then I'll read the book.
Okay.
Where are we?
I don't know. Master of Magnetism says that's how my Alley Vipers and Bats got sold so fast because it's all about army building. Yeah. A lot of people like to do that. And they'll army build the weirdest stuff. Like I saw one guy I think it was on one of the Facebook groups, and he has Leech from Masters of the Universe, the original Leech, but he has like 150 of them.
Why?
And they're just lined up on the shelf, like all behind each other, all the same figure. People do that.
Yes.
They just get obsessed with like a.
I guess.
But then I can't find one if I want one, right? No, you're not getting Leech, buddy.
I can see a Horde Trooper or that Hoverbot.
Yeah.
Or maybe the Palace Guard. But a Leech or maybe that thing, a Stormtrooper.
I need like one more of these so they can stand on either side of the Darth Vader. See, 2.
Yeah, that's fine.
I need 40 of these, so please send me your 1978 vintage Stormtrooper deluxe figures from Kenner. I'll take them all. Maybe
if you're doing dioramas and you making a scene or something.
Yeah.
Maybe, But if you just got them stacked up on the shelf, that's something a little bit different.
Like 50 deep and 30 wide.
Yeah. That's something a little bit different.
People do that though. They lock into that one figure and they'll buy all of them.
Okay. Like the Pink Ranger.
Who army builds Pink Ranger?
Somebody that loves Power Rangers and they love the pink one.
Know.
So then they get all Pink Rangers.
Master Magnetism says, wow, so many leeches. That's freaking crazy. And there was another guy, he did that with Moss Man. They're all loose. But there was, I forget how many he had, but it looked like he had over 100 Moss Mans. But I have seen that a few times. And I've got like, I do have a bunch of bat troopers from G.I. Joe, the original 3 3/4 inch. I think I have like 10 of them. But they're all put up because I have nowhere to put them until I finally find that Terrordrome I'm looking for.
So you hoarding figures?
Yes. Yes, I am.
And you got somebody out there need one to complete they line.
That's tough shit. That's what that is.
You got them all.
I don't have
10.
I don't have 100, just 10. I think.
I guess. I don't army build nothing. One is enough.
Oh yeah.
If I get a duplicate, I sell the duplicate.
I need to find that Terrordrome though.
Yeah, you've been looking for that for a while.
Maybe somebody will send me one. Hey, somebody sent me the Eagle One. The Eagle One, yeah. If you guys saw that video, let me show you over here real quick.
Oh boy.
I'll just turn it.
Here we go.
You see that Mattel Eagle One sitting on that count on the tabletop there? If you've never seen that before, Someone gave me that. They put it in the mail. They sent it to the P.O. box. I was like knocked on the floor. Like, holy crap. Eagle freaking won.
Yeah. David, I'm guilty of buying 2 or 3 figures. If you can link me to those protectors, I'll send y'all some G.I. Joe or Raw figures. I seen some collectors Army build hot toys.
That you gotta
Star Wars
must be nice to have an unlimited income there.
Because hot toys is what $200-300 depending on the character.
Yeah, and they're all around the $300 range now.
When Power Rangers first came out, the Pink Ranger was the only one per case, which is why no one could get one. Wow. I always buy 3. 1 in the box and 2 because always feel might get stolen or broken. OCD, I guess.
Well, what are you going to do?
That's true, Maz. I worked at a toy store back then, and the Pink Ranger was 1 per box. Army building is Chris.
I got over 6,000 Joe figures. 70% of them are Army builders. Really?
Wow.
What a era Joes? Ridley says they have a lot of Black Series Stormtroopers, but they're different variations of the yeah, and they do that. They make like every possible variant. Oh, Quicksilver's here. Long time no see. Glad to see you. Thanks for joining us.
I have a lot of Batman hot toys. Mezco and
Mayfex. Okay. Ron Stewart. And let me see. Master Magnetism. Someone holds you to gunpoint. Give me that leech or you're gone. Yeah, well. So you got to wonder sometimes. It's like, why can't I find these? There are people that do that. You know who does that?
Who?
Lou.
What does he do?
He Army builds that glow in the dark Captain Kidd Matchbox Amigo like figure. That 8-inch like late 70s Matchbox Captain Kidd glows in the dark, looks like a skeleton. He must have like 15, 20 of those things.
Oh wow.
There's Edwin again. Hello again. Had a bad day today. Some lady in front of me used up all the plastic bags, putting 1 item in each bag.
That's what I do. That's why I don't go to the self checkout. I go to the girl at the register, the guy or whatever, and let them ring it up. Because if I have to ring it up, 1 item per bag.
Gilgamesh said he Army builds Sharkticons. Oh, okay. Well, you know there is no one Sharkticon. There are a ton of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to Pink Rangers, you get 1 in the box, 1 to play with, and 1.
Yeah, okay.
I got over 6,000 G.I. Joe figures from 82 to 2015. Wow. Okay. You got them all on display?
And what Ma says, he's got 3 of the Hot Toys 501st Deluxe figures, Stormtroopers.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Well, you needed them for a session, for a photography session?
We don't have plastic bags
in New York.
What do y'all use? Oh, you got to bring your own bags?
Do you have straws?
You have to bring your own bag?
Yeah, they're saving the planet. You know what they do with their trash in New York? They send it here.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody is aware of that.
They put them on trains.
They in New York, because they're so woke. You know, I'm not trying to be funny here, but this is true. New Jersey does the same thing. They fill up rail cars with their garbage, and they rail it out here. They buy plots of land, and they landfill in Georgia. Yeah. So they don't even throw away their own garbage.
No.
So and they compress it into a landfill. There's no recycling, none of that going on. Thanks, New York.
Needed them for a Rex and
Ashoka. Okay.
Okay. Got LPH on that one. Some people buy extras for the profit of the figure going up in price. Yeah, I've heard that. And I've known some people that do that. They'll buy a bunch of figures and then they'll keep one for themselves and save one. So in like 10, 20 years, hopefully the price will go way up.
Yeah. Yeah. Nick says that's why they call it the Dirty South. Probably. Probably, but that happens out here all the time.
Yeah.
And then they make a mountain out of it because they dig a pit and fill it, and they keep compressing it down, and then they build it up, and then they put they cover it with a layer of plastic, and then put dirt on it until it reaches, I forget how tall is the limit, but it looks like a little mountain.
Yeah.
But it's like 6 stories tall. It's just,
and then they cover it in grass.
And cover it in grass, but it's sealed. They get a plastic coating over it, so they say it's safe and it won't leak.
Yeah, this mess is gonna leak.
Yeah, I know, because that one that's in where the hell is it? In Lithonia, right? And it's got that lake down there. That lake reeks. They get put a fence around that lake. It's totally contaminated now.
Yeah. No one. Okay.
Yeah, Kaiser says no wonder they don't recycle the plastic. Recycling's a scam anyway.
Yeah, and in Illinois they used to make you pay to recycle. I never did it.
Yeah.
And our neighbors used to get on us. Why don't y'all put out y'all recycling? Nobody gonna do that. Paying all that money, that stuff ain't getting recycled. They're putting it out with the regular trash. So we didn't recycle.
Logic Blaster says he armor builds stormtroopers, clone troopers, snow troopers, sand troopers, sand people. Well,
I have a new golden X Tyrus.
Oh, okay, from Storm Collectibles, right? Comes with the blue dragon. How do those handle? I don't own anything from Storm Collectibles. They look good, but I don't know how they handle.
Stone Sign wants to know if we went into any live WWF shows as a kid.
No.
I went to one. I wasn't a kid. I was an adult. I took my brother. And me, my parents, my mom and my dad and my brother went. And Undertaker was there. The only person I cared about. And he was there. And that was cool. I didn't like it as much as watching it on TV, because on TV you have the commentators and they're constantly going on and making their little jokes. And when you're there, it was cool to be there, the atmosphere and all of that. But I did miss hearing the commentators.
Yeah.
You don't know how much they add to the show.
Yeah, their interaction enhances it.
Yeah, they add a lot to the show. And you don't realize that until you don't hear them. You just see in the show. And when the other Undertaker came out, that was real cool. Because, they did the whole lights and the gong. And
yeah. I didn't see any as a kid either. I didn't go anywhere when I was a kid. My mother wasn't going to take me to McDonald's. But as an adult taking my kids, I have. And the one thing that stood out for me was that nobody was actually watching it. They all had their necks bent watching the Jumbotron over the door when it came out. Because you could see better on the screen.
Yeah.
So nobody, unless you were in the front row, nobody was watching it. They were all like this, and it's like you may as well have stayed home.
Yeah. I watched the whole thing. I always wanted to go to one, of course, with the Undertaker there, but if I couldn't sit on the first 2 rows, I didn't want to be there.
Oh, Gilgamesh got to go.
Oh, okay. See you. Thank you for spending time with us. But if you're not in the first 2 rows, it's like you really can't see nothing.
Yeah, I know. And they'll fill an auditorium. They'll fill like a football stadium.
Yeah.
You'll be all the way up in the nosebleed section, and the ring looks like this.
Yeah, in the middle. And they got all these jumbo strands. It's like I could have stayed home and watched it on TV myself. If I have to watch this big Jumbotron.
Yeah.
But I did have fun. It was a small arena, so it wasn't that big, so you could still see pretty good. But we had a good time.
Yeah, that's what counts. Where am I? Golly.
Right here with Johnny Future.
Yeah, he says you should watch the video World's Largest Landfills. It's horrible, I can imagine. And Trevor says, how important is the condition of the packaging in your collecting? It's getting harder to find items that don't have beat up packages.
Yeah.
It's very important to me to find the best packaging possible, However,
however,
in depending upon how difficult it can be to find certain things in original condition, sometimes you compromise. And
I compromise. I don't care.
Yeah, and I'll show you. Like, I just got this one. You watching Johnny Future? I know he'll like this. I haven't shown this. I got to, the next. You'll see this on the next unboxing video. Just got this one, which is a second series LJN Emergency. First series are on the colored cards. Second series are on the black cards, and you can see that it's got some damage to it.
Yeah,
it's still sealed. There's a bend. It's got a little bit of a tear right there. Stuff like that. It's curling on the bottoms, but you can't find these. You can't find it's very, very difficult to find any carded Mego like LJN figures at all. So this came up at a good price, and I was like, I'll take it. I'll suck it up. It's not perfect, but it's almost impossible anymore to find these. You see, I have a few of the LJNs here.
Yeah, and I know for me, I'm not as hard as David is. Like, as long as the seller says, like the bubble has come off of the card, and then they show it, and if it's not that bad, like it's torn and shredding, I'll buy it and just glue it back on myself if they say so. And if they don't say it.
But to me, it's important. I just gotta, you do the best you can.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's no choice. You're not gonna find it. You're not gonna find it in any other way, any other condition. So you suck it up. And there are certain toy lines that are getting like that are harder and harder to find.
Johnny wants you to do a solo video of the emergency figures.
No, my LJNs.
Yeah.
This is more extensive than you might think, because they did rookies, SWAT, and down here is emergency, where you see the red one. And the figures didn't come with accessories. You see they sold these accessories separately. And so there's 4 figures for each line, but then there's 4 packaging variations. So like the rookies here came in blue, and then the reprints or second series reissues of all 3 lines came on a black card, like the one I just showed. And all these figures, because you figure it's okay, 12 figures, 4, 4, and 4, 12, right? No. So it's 24 because it's on black cards. Then it's 36 because there's the Montgomery Ward box versions. Then there are 6 2-packs of all the figures, 1 vehicle for each figure set, and then 2 versions, a carded and a boxed version of every accessory pack, because they don't come with accessories. So if you got really deep in this, next thing you know, you've got like almost 60 pieces. It gets crazy. And I'll show you the accessory pack since I brought it up.
Oh boy. Quicksilver wants to know, how do you keep the plastic from yellowing? Some of his toys have yellow plastic.
See, that's the accessory pack for the rookies, for example, the boxed version, but there's also a carded one. If you can find them, if you can find any of this. We did a video on maintaining the stuff before. You got to keep sunlight away from it. This room has no windows, no windows at all. Sunlight, ultraviolet light, moisture, and we have them off now so you can hear us, but there's dehumidifiers that run down here 24/7.
Yeah.
So moisture and sunlight are 2 of the biggest components. Also temperature variation. Yeah. So it's a constant temperature in here, but heat, cold, like that can also cause
that rapid change.
Yeah, that's why a lot of times in storage lockers, people's stuff get really jammed up, because if it's not a temperature regulated storage locker, hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold, it'll ruin it.
Yeah. These protectors help a lot too.
Yeah. See here,
the protectors, because they keep your card from getting messed up and your bubble from getting yellow.
Although most protectors are not UV coated. So you
Yeah.
still don't want them exposed to sunlight.
Yeah.
That's an example of what I was talking about. Series 1, Series 2. They changed the colors.
Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Did you two follow the Rock Wrestling Connection on MTV? Hulk Hogan versus Rock? No, I didn't. I never
I didn't see that either.
David, I just put a small clip of the robot from Lost in Space, not vintage. Why would they make it red, white, and blue?
Ideal? Is it the Ideal Toys version? They did it. I think there's 2 versions and both of them have wonky colors. I don't know why they did that.
Have you seen the show Collector's Call on MeTV? It's cool to see people's collection. A couple weeks ago, there was a Lost in Space fan, and I had no idea that show had that much merchandise. I remember those great
everything but
songs.
action figures, I think, back when it came out. Yeah.
I was looking at an old video commercial. Wow, everything had a commercial, and now nothing.
Yeah, commercials suck now. Let me see. SWAT had an awesome theme song. Yes, they did. Trevor says if the packaging is good, but the figure inside is degrading, such as the G.I. Joe O-rings or the spotting on Thundercats, do you keep those or try to replace with a better version? If you can, you can try to replace it with a better version, but it's expensive. I like the rotation method. Like if you have something and it's got some damage and you come across it again and you can get it for a decent price, you can buy it under the condition that, okay, when I do buy this one, I'll sell the other one that's of a lesser condition to recover some of my expense. And that's a good practice for a lot of people to cherry pick their way through it. Master wants to know, how do we keep the humidity out of the toy room?
Hey, Andrew.
Oh, thank you very much, Andrew. And there's a kitty. More cat food fund.
It's not going to no cat food fun.
Oh, I spend a lot on cat food for all my poor stray family. Humidity, yeah. Basic dehumidifiers. Look for one in a pawn shop first. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Not a thrift store.
Not the thrift store.
No, but go to a pawn shop and turn that sucker on and let it run for about 10 or 20 minutes while you walk around to make sure it works, because you'll get it a lot cheaper than if you buy it brand new. But if you have to buy it new, you don't need too much. But like the ones that we have, it can be a hose or a dump pan, and we just come down once a day in the winter because it's dry anyway, twice a day or something in the summer. We have 2 of them that run to keep the humidity in here very low. The humidity in here is typically around
about 35.
38%, which is actually very low.
Yeah.
But it helps a lot. It helps a lot with this kind of stuff.
And it also helps keep the dust down.
Yeah, it keeps the dust level very low, and it will prevent pests.
Yeah.
Another big problem with collecting is people get insects or rodents or whatever. If an insect or a rodent got in here, they'd be dead in a few hours because the humidity is too low for them to sustain life. Insects can't even breathe in humidity that low. They will die if they come in here. So that helps a lot with that as well.
Yeah. Let's see. Wasn't Rookies and SWAT a sequel?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. I haven't seen that stuff since I was a kid, actually.
Andrew just dropping in to give you a like. I'll watch
on replay. Oh,
and Andy, thank you.
Andy made a kitty donation too.
Oh, but
that's
that cat
awesome.
ain't getting that money.
You're awful. My poor babies. My poor starving babies that come to the back porch and beg, that have been abandoned by evil people.
Yeah. Your toy room is underground, so what's the emergency plan for flooding or leaks? Insurance.
Yeah. and there is such a thing. And homeowners insurance usually sublets the insurance through a company that does it professionally.
Yeah.
And I would look into that if you have an extensive enough collection. So, I mean, otherwise, what are you going to do? Also, though, you'll notice very few things are actually on the floor.
Yeah.
Like if I move here, you see I've got my deluxe reading battle wagon. And that's a very, very hard to find in working condition, by the way. And the box is here too. Deluxe reading battle wagon. That's the only thing on the floor because everything else is at least 8 inches up. So if it did flood in here, nothing's going to get wet anyway.
Yeah. Now if something leak coming down, that's a whole nother issue.
That's another issue.
But
keeping things off the floor helps a lot.
And David made those rides. Now, but you see the green, actually a store was going out of business and they were selling that for like $1. But then we made some risers out of 2x4s.
Yeah.
You can't see one now.
No, they're back there, but they're painted. You wouldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, but but it keeps the items off of the direct
you might
floor.
see it on this side actually. If you look down here, no, you still can't see it.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Anyway, it's a 2x4, and we just cut the length.
Just made a little bench.
Yeah, like a little bench, similar to that. It's just lower. And then we put it up against the wall and we set stuff on it so nothing to sit directly onto the floor. And that keeps your stuff from getting wet or pressure marks on it and kind of lifts it up a little bit. And again, if it does flood in here, nothing is directly onto the floor.
Yes.
Because if you got 8 inches of water, you got a whole nother problem going on anyway.
King Panther says, David, your vintage collection is so awesome. Question, do you have any vintage Godzilla toys? I had the Shogun Godzilla and Rodan. I loved those when I was a youngster. You saw my Gregory there, I guess, right? I got Gregory in the box. But yeah, I did. You probably didn't see him when I turned earlier. You see the Mattel Shoguns right there, and that is the 3rd version Mattel Godzilla. That's standing in front of them.
We've been doing good all day. Keep going.
Yeah.
I'll get rid of
we got some
guys.
spam. But that's version 3 of the Shogun Godzilla. And the only difference between 2 and 3 is the lever on the back of his neck. Mattel made 3 and Popey made 1 that this is based on that they call what is the term they use for that? I forget the name of the Popey one, but it looks more like Godzilla than this does. Mattel changed it a lot. But yeah, I've got that one and the Shoguns. I love the Shogun Godzilla and the Mattel Shogun line. I don't have too many right now, but it's on the radar, definitely.
Do you guys collect sports cards?
No sports cards. And Robert says he's buying those silicone packs. It's supposed to soak up humidity. Those are good for if you're putting them inside a package, but just out in the open, they'll absorb very quickly and get wasted.
Yeah.
Where are we?
We are.
I know where.
A ton of Blu-ray.
Nick wants to know if insects can get into storage containers. Yes, they can.
Yeah, they can.
Yes, they can. So be careful.
Yeah, they can. They can. So when you use the when we had our stuff in storage, we had the climate controlled.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jumbosaurus. The Popey Godzilla from the early 70s is often referred to as Jumbosaurus. I couldn't remember the term earlier. Go ahead, storage locker.
Yeah, when we had our storage locker, we had the climate controlled storage locker. And then, the stuff wasn't just in there. We had them in totes, boxes, and crates. And they were all wrapped up inside of that. So we had like a lot of layers of protection. So we had that going on. And then Nick says, what about Power Rangers stuff? Classic or modern? You don't collect Power Rangers anything at all.
And Andrew says, with prices going up, buying vintage looks better and better and more fun. I think it is.
Yeah.
And also there's with the modern stuff, there's no guarantee of when it's going to end or if it's going to end. But with the vintage stuff, when you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
Whatever is out there is already out there, and that's it. Like right here, that's the entire. These 4 pieces are the entire Mattel Space 1999 9-inch series. That's it.
Yeah, they're not coming out with no
I got
more.
all 4 pieces. I'm done. You know, and it is more fun. And sometimes it's not as expensive as you might think. The prices on some of the stuff can be crazy. Some prices can be crazy, but sometimes it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly, you know, you'd be surprised at how inexpensive certain of the not so sexy lines are.
Let me see. I got a ton of Blu-ray movies, and the bottom shelves all touch the floor. Not sure what to do about that. My figures are on top of the bookshelves, so they are relatively safe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you just deleting the spammers? No, I did delete them and I banned them, but then they still come back like last week
with the exact same name.
Yeah,
like it never happened.
And I report them, so I do all 3. I report, ban, put them in timeout, and delete. So 4 things.
Oh, Action Figure Expert has to take off.
Okay. Well, thank you for stopping by.
And Mr. Maserati is here.
Hey.
And, what was that question? Oh yeah, he said. Maserati says, "I wish I held on to the Funko stock back when it was trading at 4. It was down to like 280 or 290 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
It really tanked, but now it's starting to come back up again. It's like a roller coaster anyway, which is, you know, neither here nor there.
But that's all.
I don't see it
that's
going.
All stocks.
I don't see it going higher than like 27 to 30.
I hope it go to $30.
Oh yeah.
I'm selling every one of it.
Oh, you have stock?
Yeah. They just changed name again. I blocked them too. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for helping us out. Did the Power Rangers steal the Zoid idea from Voltron?
Voltron.
I don't know nothing about Voltron.
Oh well, I mean, Power Rangers wasn't an American show anyway. They the parts where they show the kids was refilmed in America, but all of the fights were from an old Japanese show. All they did was they said, "Well, how can we translate this?" I get an idea. We'll just reshoot the people, and then when we'll take all the costume bits and the fight scenes from the Japanese program and redub it. Okay, great. There you go. The toys, no problem. Bandai already made them. We'll just recast the same molds from Bandai and put American cards. And then, what happens when we run out of ideas? Well, you know, Power Rangers was a series in Japan, so we'll just take the next series, make them go through a transformation for a costume changes, ditch the kids, and come up with some new teenagers, and then and keep it running. And that's how they kept going for like a decade. So it was never an American show in the first place. Yeah, Edwin talked about Mighty Hercules, pretty good theme song. That guy sang the hell out of that. You remember the Hercules?
Oh yeah.
Winner of power and glory. Yeah. That was like someone had a gun to his head. He was like, "Sing this song or die, Hercules." He really meant it.
That guy wrote that song and he was gonna sing it.
This is my shining moment.
Yep.
And I'm gonna carry it out.
I will get recognized for singing this song.
We heard another one recently too, didn't we?
I know. I was trying to think about it because it was a cartoon. Defenders of the Earth.
Yeah, the theme song to the original Defenders of the Earth. That guy cranked it. He meant that.
That dude was like, "Look, you will know who I am."
Yeah.
Let's see. Night Train says, "What about Master's Origin?" I love that line, and it's the first line I'm doing complete. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if you find a line, like we said, it's like a million of them, and you picked one, and you said, "Okay, I want to do Masters of the Universe, and I'm going to do the Origins." then get that. And just,
Yeah.
but my thing, I got, when I was doing it, I got into everything. And it for me, it overwhelmed me, and it became too much. So I stopped.
Yeah, and nobody can tell you what to collect. I mean, if
Yeah.
you like that, that's great. That's perfect. As long as it's making you happy. Um, let me see.
If sellers don't have an offer option, you can still email them. Yeah. And negotiate. Yeah. I've done that on eBay
Yeah.
a lot, especially if they have more than one item.
Yeah.
And they usually work with you.
Can we work something out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Hardline Soul says Funko's at 20, he bought at 14. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Robert wants to know if I saw the XO6 Prec figures. Yeah, I have. So people have been asking me about them because I did get the QMX. I got most of the QMX because obviously I don't have Sulu or Scotty because they canceled it. I like the XO6, but I'm not going to get any. I'm not going to venture off into another line again.
Maserati says his girlfriend thinks he's nuts, and you're lucky to have a partner that enjoy collecting with you.
Yeah, we both do it. We have a lot in common anyway, though. We get along really well, and I'm grateful. It's a blessing.
In some parts of the action sequence of Power Rangers, you can see Japanese street signs.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't do it perfect, but I mean, they knew it would be little kids watching.
Yeah, they're not gonna know the difference.
It was interesting the way they did the incentive with that also, because when they started producing it and they brought it to American television, the stations didn't want to pick it up. They were like, "The hell is this?" Because they didn't get it. And so they said, "Well, we'll cut you into a percentage of the toy sales," and that's how they got American TV to pick it up. And it worked out really well because they were floored by how well the toy sales were doing, and they were like, "Okay, yeah, great deal." It worked out really nicely.
Voltron is not American either. They are Japanese.
Yeah.
I just got Speed Racer, the complete series on Blu-ray. I've seen in
I haven't seen the
anime
original
mode
Speed
lately.
Racer since it was on Saturday mornings when I was a kid. And that sucker used to come on like 6 a.m., like in 1972 or 3 or something like that. And Roberts remember Inuyasha. I never really got into it, but I remember Inuyasha. I've seen some of that.
Johnny Nash sang the song I don't know of him.
Oh, the actor that played the brother Will sang the intro song for The Land of Lost. No, I didn't know he sang that. I wasn't aware of that. But yeah, he just came from that convention.
Oh, yeah.
The Land of Lost show. Yeah. Quicksilver. Kimba the White Lion was his name. Loved the theme and show. Haven't seen any merchandise though. Kimba the White Lion. I don't know if they made any merchandise for that, or if they did, it was like a puppet or something, or lunchbox.
Really say he had the complete line of NECA Blade Runner 2049 when I was bedridden on the couch from my back condition, and my dog had a snack. Oh, man.
Ridley says they also got the complete line of McFarlane Dune. I wanted the LJN, but man, those are tough to find on the card because the LJN cards for Dune, whatever plastic they used for the blisters on those, I don't think I've ever seen a clear Dune figure that hasn't turned yellow.
Oh.
That it's all cloudy and yellow, like it's been in the window.
Mr. Maserati wants to know your favorite piece in your collection. I'm not in your collection.
I collected you first. No.
I like my Joker figure.
Or the
statue. I like
what, the
that.
Prime one? Which one? Oh, the Prime one.
I only got the one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to say. Some of my favorites, actually, people think I'm crazy, but one of my favorite. Oh yeah. One of my favorite lines is the Remco McDonald's, which you see right here, 1976 Remco McDonald's. The Knickerbocker Sesame Street 12th scale figures. You can't see them. They're back here. But the Knickerbocker, they made 4 12th scale Sesame Street figures in like 82. almost impossible to find in the boxes.
Mm.
And then my also right back here is the Product People line. And I've been trying to complete that set for like 15, 16 years. I'm still missing one figure. They're very difficult to come by. And they look kind of goofy, but I really like them. You can see it if I move these Commando figures, I think. These are my Diamond Commando. It's another really cool line. But behind that, if I shift this display case over, right, and you can see back there now, right here or right there is the Knickerbocker Sesame Street. And then up here is on both of these until you get to the Pillsbury. Pillsbury was a different series. But these are Product People, Series 1 and 2. And the only one that I'm missing is the Frankenberry in the box, because all of mine are sealed. Mm-hmm. And finding those sealed is next to impossible.
Okay.
You can come back.
Oh, can I?
Yeah, I just wanted to show. But you can come back. You know I can't live without you.
Stop. Okay, let's see. What are your guys? Okay, we read that. With the Power Ranger, Stanley tried to get it to the United States.
Yeah, he did. He was fascinated with the whole concept of those kind of shows when he went to Japan. But he couldn't pull it off, I don't think. People weren't taking him seriously.
Do you guys buy any of the Disney toy box line? No.
No.
Still have some Johnny West cowboy
for Marks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Marks. I had the whole Best of the West and Johnny West, and I had the Knights also. I used to have the Knights.
Speaking of Remco McDonald's, I did a shot of my alien queen running down Mayor McCheese.
Oh, did you? Because you can find those loose for a good price, actually. Those 12 scale, because these are in 12 scale.
Mm-hmm.
The sizes range in inches from like 5.5 to like 7, with Ronald being the tallest one for obvious reasons. But yeah, finding them loose isn't that hard.
Where are we? Love the ball and chain husband.
Oh no. She's awful. No, she's not. She's really great. She's the ball and chain. Clink, clink.
Yeah.
But let me see. Anyways, we have been at it for almost 3 hours.
3 hours.
So we will go ahead. We'll probably go ahead and wrap it up. I don't think we'll be doing a live stream next weekend. But the weekend after that, because I mixed that up earlier, we're going to be at the Gwinnett Toy Show. That's on a Saturday. 21 hours to go. Yeah, okay. But we'll be at the Gwinnett Toy Show. So if you happen to be out there, you can join us. And that's on the 21st.
Yeah, if you see us, say hey, wave.
And then after that, the next weekend, I think we're going to do... I'll have to look at the calendar and see when we're going to do a live stream next. But then also we're going to, on June 4th, I think it is the next Toy Swap show. And we'll be going to that. And we'll probably have a table there also.
Yeah, and Joe Fest is also in June.
Is that in June? Oh, here's the card for it. Yeah, June 24th through the 26th.
So,
and this is always good. And it's not just G.I. Joe, but this leans more towards a raw.
Yeah, G.I. Joe.
Whereas Toy Lanta and Joe Lanta is more like 60s and 70s stuff. Ridley says 24-hour charity stream.
Those are popular.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Who's going to... Nobody pays us.
Beer and impulse buying.
Oh, yeah.
Toy shows and wings.
Oh, that's what I heard about the Gwinnett, too.
What?
Because it's at the Legion Hall, so they're going to have liquor.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We don't drink, but, you know.
Maybe they'll have some wings, some lemon pepper wings. David won't eat that either because he doesn't eat meat.
No, I don't want to eat
He's
wings.
trying to save the planet.
Orlando, May 19th, MegaCon, says Alex. Well, we're not going to Florida. That's too far to drive.
Do you ever have to fix your toys' broken joints? I am so sad. I just opened.
And his Spawn figure is already broken. No,
Oh,
I haven't messed. I haven't messed with fixing any modern figures. I'm sorry to hear that.
Now I have watched Retro Blasting, and I know he fixes.
Yeah.
I've seen him do vintage. I don't know about new. He might do new.
Yeah.
But I know, just for you might can check him out. Maybe he does, but I know he does fix. And it's another person, but God, I can't think of the name right now.
I'm sure you can find a YouTube video on it because I'm sure it's common. It's a common problem.
There's a couple of channels out there where they show you how to fix different toys. So.
Yeah, I'm not picking on Florida, by the way. It's just too far to drive.
Yeah.
Oh, Robert doesn't like retro blasting. He says he's a jerk.
Well,
is he? I don't know.
I don't know the guy. I've seen a couple of his videos, and I know he do a lot of toy repair.
Okay,
that's all I know. That's
what we know. That's what we know, and that's our story, and we're sticking to it.
Yeah.
But anyways, thanks for joining us, guys,
and thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, hanging out with us, and we will try to do this. Oh, you got any Hot Toys on pre-order? No, I don't think we have anything on pre-order right now.
I got stuff on pre-order, but it ain't Hot Toys.
It's not Hot Toys. But thank you for joining us, and we'll try to do this again sometime soon.